Employees Night here at Veterans Day. Nice job of our national anthem done there by the Junctionaires from SEPTA, as they did both the Canadian and the U.S. national anthems as the Montreal Expos are in town. And here's the Sherwin-Williams starting lineup tonight for the Expos, managed by Felipe Alou. Delino DeShields leads off at second base. Moises Alou, his son, in left field bats second. Marquis Grissom in center field will hit third. Larry Walker, the right fielder, in the cleanup spot. Frank Bullock, a new player, at first base. He'll hit fifth. Darren Fletcher, the former Phil, will catch and bat sixth. Will Cordero at shortstop hit seventh. Another new guy, Mike Lansing, at third base. He will bat eighth. On the mound from Pottsville, Pennsylvania, left-hander Chris Navholz.
And for the defense on the Phils, Johnny Kruk at first, Mariano Duncan at second, Juan Bell at short tonight, Dave Hollins holding down third, Inky Incaviglia in left, Lenny Dykstra in center, and Chamberlain in right. Behind the dish, Darren Dalton, and on the mound, the big Q-tip himself, 26 years old, Schilling.
He's 6'4". He's a 215-pounder, number 2 pick of the Red Sox back in January of 1986. There are the numbers on Schilling, tied for the National League with 2 shutouts. Second in opponent's batting average against him, 204, to his teammate Tommy Green. And he's among the National League leaders in wins, earned run average, innings pitched, strikeouts, winning percentage, and complete games. And the Phils are 6-2 in Curt Schilling's starts. Darren Dalton looks like he was in a fight.
Well, yeah, I'd say so. A fight with the knee, if I remember correctly, last night. You want to explain what happened?
Well, he was trying to break up a double play last night down at Joe Robbie Stadium on a ball hit by Incaviglia, and he caught Rich Renteria's knee in his eye. As we look at the umpires there, Wally Bell behind the plate, Steve Ripley, Tom Hallion, and from Delaware County, Jerry Crawford. First pitch to Delino DeShields is a blooper into left field, and it's trouble. Ball should have been caught. Juan Bell couldn't get there. Incaviglia couldn't get there. And Delino DeShields gets a gift base hit.
I don't know if Incaviglia got a slow jump on this, but Bell took off. He did get his glove on it, but that's usually the outfielder's ball. Bell had to range a long way on that. And maybe Incaviglia on the first pitch just didn't see it right off the bat.
Delino DeShields will run. He's stolen 12 bases in 15 attempts as he leads off with a base hit, a bloop hit. And here is Moises Alou, tied for 7th in the league in hitting at .355. You see the numbers on him. He's having a fine season. Swinging at the first pitch. First 2 batters, and he fouls that one off.
That's one thing that these Montreal hitters will do, Chris. They like to go after that first pitch. They're very young. They have 5 guys in the lineup tonight that are 26 years old. They're very impatient sometimes at the plate, which bothers the manager, Philippe Alou. And here his son at the plate, he tries to get him to be more patient, and what do you know, first pitch, he goes after it.
Alou batting at a .421 clip in his last 18 games. Slider hit to Hollins, and they'll just get 1 out of it. Hollins caught that ball to his left, was off balance, and just got the throw to Duncan. He could only get 1. Erasing the speedy Delino DeShields, but the guy on first base now, Alou, is also a base stealer.
The ball was hit very hard. As you could see, Hollins off balance, and his throw was very high. Duncan really didn't have a chance for the double play, so the smart thing to do is make sure you get 1 and hold on to it.
That's Hollins' toughest throw. He just has trouble on that 5-4 play. They finally are getting him to try and take a little bit off the throw as he did then, but he almost threw Duncan a bar of soap.
Is that what that was?
Get infielders killed on those kind of throws.
Looked like a jump shot by Michael Jordan.
Marquis Grissom. And Marquis Grissom, Curt Schilling, has to figure out some way to get this guy out. He's 11 for 16 lifetime off Schilling. There's Jerry Manuel at third. And the first base coach is Luis Pujols. That's a .688 average with a homer and 5 runs batted in. Marquis Grissom against Curt Schilling lifetime. Well, he got him that time. Broke his bat. Bell will make the play. 2 down.
Well, that's one way to do it. Grissom likes the ball up and out over the plate a little bit. He has a little bit of an open stance, so what Schilling really wants to do is trying to run the ball in on his hands. And watch this pitch. Exactly what Schilling wanted to do with it. He wanted to get the pitch inside, just on his hands. As you can see, he didn't get the bat head out far enough, and he broke the bat. He jammed up in an easy pop-up for a guy that really hurt Schilling.
And Larry Walker, the batter. There are the numbers on Walker. One of the fine young players in the game, an outstanding throwing arm, good defensive player, 4 for 12 Lifetime off Curt Schilling. Alou a big lead at first, and the pitch to Walker is on the outside corner for a strike. Alou is a perfect 11 for 11 in stolen bases this year.
And of course, Dalton has thrown out 46% of the guys that have run on him, but he's getting a lot of help from his pitchers, who have done an excellent job, Chris, in holding these base runners on.
Alou another good lead. The pitch to Walker is line to left field. This is going to be off the wall on one hop. Let's see if they can get Alou. They hold him at third. Incaviglia made a good play, got the ball into Bell, the cutoff man, and they held Moises Alou at third. That's a double for Larry Walker, his 8th.
Boy, you're so right on that, Chris. Watch this play by Incaviglia. The ball is going to one-hop the wall, but watch how he catches it with his throwing hand. He doesn't waste any motion. He quickly gets it and makes a fine throw to the cutoff man. Now the outfielder's job is done, and it's up to the infielder to make sure that runner doesn't score. That's a perfectly executed play on what to do in the outfield when the ball's off the wall.
And the batter is Frank Bolick, a switch hitter. Expos acquired him from Seattle last November in a trade for David Wainhouse, a right-handed pitcher. Bolick's done a good job for Montreal, playing a lot of different positions. First pitch to him is over for a strike. Bolick is batting .250 right-handed, .246 from the left side. Was the Expos starting third baseman on opening day. Tim Wallach had started there 10 straight seasons for Montreal. This pitch is inside, so the Expos have 2 on with 2 outs here in the first inning. Curt Schilling against Chris Nabholz.
We brought up the fact, partner, that the Pirates have 8 rookies on the club. Well, Philippe Alou this year as a manager has been saddled with 6 rookies, and this is one of them at the plate.
Swings at a high fastball and misses, and the count 1-2. The Expos have a lot of good young players in their system. As I mentioned, Bolick is not out of their system. Originally with Milwaukee, then Seattle, and now with Montreal. Bolick is playing at first base in this game. Mike Lansing is the third baseman. It's another player that Phillies fans haven't seen a whole lot of. The on-deck batter is Darren Fletcher, left-handed hitting catcher. And now Schilling and Dalton want to talk it over. The count is 1-2 with 2 outs in the first, with runners at second and third.
Bowling, one of those guys that's 26 years old. The other guys are Alou, Grissom, Walker, and Nabholz. Hits with a very open stance. Most left-hand hitters like the ball in and preferably down below the belt. Good way for Schilling to pitch him is run it away from him.
And it's 2-2 as he missed with a breaking ball. Schilling pitched well against the Atlanta Braves last week. Phillies lost the game 5-3. It was his 3rd straight no decision. His last win was on April 28th at San Diego, so he is winless so far in the month of May. The pitch to Bolick, it misses inside, and it's a full count. First time Bolick has faced Schilling in a Montreal uniform.
Yeah, it's got to be a little frustrating also for Schilling, Chris, with the fact that he's pitched 9 innings on May 4th, 7 on the 9th, and 7 on the 15th. And in all 3 of those games, he didn't get a decision. He pitched very well.
3-2 pitch is popped up shallow left field. Incaviglia is here for this one. He grabs it, and Schilling's out of the first inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left to the bottom of the first. No score.
Any professional painter will tell you that if you want results like these, you gotta know the tricks of the trade. You gotta ask Sherwin-Williams. Now, these are guys you can trust. They've got good paint, good price, good advice. Guaranteed. Want to know something? I didn't paint this house. The guy that lives there did. Hey, fella, nice job. This guy knows what the pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Upper Deck asked a few average card collectors whose cards they collect.
I collect Steve Young. I collect endorsements. I collect back doctors and surgeons. Rings. I collect fines.
I just collect fishing lures. The musky dingbat.
Dingbat.
I have a 56 powder blue Chevy. Powder blue? A Ferrari. I collect Reggie.
Rolls Royce.
Reggie.
Really?
Not.
Yeah. The smooth. Original interior, original carpet, drives like a dream.
Your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup tonight for the Phillies, managed by Jim Fergosi. Sees Lenny Dykstra in center field, Mariano Duncan at second base in this game, John Kruk the first baseman, Dave Hollins at third base in the cleanup spot, Darren Dalton catches and bats fifth, Pete Incaviglia in left field will hit sixth, Wes Chamberlain the right fielder bats seventh, Juan Bell at shortstop hits eighth. On the mound the right-hander Kurt Schilling.
For the defense, Mike Lansing, a rookie at third. Will Cordero, another rookie at short. Delino DeShields at second. And Frank Bullock, another rookie at first. In the outfield, Moises Alou in left. Marquise Grissom in center. And the big guy, Larry Walker in right. Darren Fletcher, former Dodger catcher, behind the plate. And Chris Nobholtz, the big, tall, thin Chris Nobholtz. What is he, Chris? About 6'5"?
He is a big guy.
He's a big guy.
Chris Nobholtz out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. And has pitched pretty well against the Phillies. There you see the overall numbers on him. Lifetime against the Phillies, he's 4-4 in 11 games with an earned run average of 3.36. Nobholtz has not been pitching well this year for Montreal. However, in his last outing against the Mets, he beat New York 2-1 on May 15, 6 innings, 4 hits, and earned run. He did walk 5 and struck out 3. One of his problems, according to the Expos people, has been a lack of control so far this year.
The big thing that has worried Joe Kerrigan, the pitching coach of the Expos, is the fact that Nobholtz has had trouble in his windup. And what I mean by that is that he isn't pitching with that same smooth motion that he did last year. He's having trouble with the high leg kick and the long throw, and consequently he's been up in the strike zone, and when he gets behind, he tries to guide the ball, and when he guides it, he takes a lot of that fastball speed off. He's got to have his sinker working, and you'll tell if he's got it working if he gets a lot of ground ball outs in the first couple innings.
Nobholtz 6'5", 212-pounder, and the first pitch to Dykstra. And Lenny Dykstra flat out admits that Nobholtz is one of the toughest left-handers in the league on him. He just does not see him very well. He's 3 for 17 lifetime off Nobholtz, 176. He does have a homer and a run batted in off.
Nobholtz with a fastball, a curve, and a change. His fastball really sinks down and into the left-handed batters.
And that pitch is down low, ball 2. Dykstra struggling against left-handed pitching early in the season at just 125. 2 balls and no strikes to Dykstra. There's a strike. Be Dykstra, Duncan, and Kruk as we're just underway here in the first inning. 1st of 4 with the Montreal Expos, 3 straight on Prism. As you see, Lenny has hit pretty well against Montreal. At least he did last year. Career-wise, just so-so. Fouled away.
Montreal 1-2 on this 7-day road trip. But one thing that has troubled the manager more than the 1-2 record is the fact that the Expos in the first 39 games they played have given up 41 first inning runs. And Chris, that's a lot of runs to be given up in that first inning. That means their pitchers can't quite settle down and get the ball over the plate.
Yeah, it also means they're playing from behind a lot. Dykstra swings and misses at a slider. That's what we're talking about. There's Maggie Nobholtz. They look like they have about 20 tickets down there behind home plate. Why not?
Well, what, from Pottsville? That's not that far away. Watch the breaking ball. We'll show it to you again by Nobholtz. The big, long leg kick, and then it's more like a slurve than a slider. It's got that big break, but the ball breaks kind of across the plate. Very tough for a left-hand batter.
That'll bring up Mariano Duncan, 7 for 22 off Nobholtz. That's a 318 lifetime average. You see Mariano hitting at 218. And a big sweeping breaking ball misses outside. Duncan batting just 205 against left-handed pitching, which is unusual for him because he's a 302 career lifetime hitter off lefties.
Duncan using one of those new cherry laminated bats from Hillrich and Brasby. Looks almost looks like they've stained it a different color than the normal bat, either the flame treated or the regular white ash one, but it's cherry colored, but it's a Louisville Slugger.
And it's sharp looking too.
Yeah. As long as they get hits, they don't care what color they use. It's a fad, I think.
Nobholtz is very, very tough on left-handed batters as we look at that bat Jay was just describing. So Morandini getting the night off tonight as Duncan plays second and Bell plays short. Mickey's been playing against a lot of left-handed pitching. Jim Fregosi says now that we're getting into the part of the schedule where there'll be a lot less days off, the weather's going to get hotter as it was in Atlanta and Florida. He's going to have to start resting guys a little bit more. Bounces up and hits him.
The good part of that is he's got the people on the bench that he can rest them with. Last year it was a struggle to find guys to come in and fill the roles of your everyday players, but this year, through the great help of Lee Thomas and Bill Giles, they've fortified that bench for manager Jim Fregosi that he can bring some people off that got some potent punch.
Saw a couple of them right there in Morandini and Ricky Jordan. He walked him, ball 4. And Nabholz has been having control problems this year. In 36 and 2/3 innings, he's walked 25, struck out 26 coming into the game. Now 26 walks, 26 strikeouts. Walks Duncan with 1 out, and here comes Kruk.
Is he hot or is he hot? Seems like you could just cook a hot dog with this guy last week.
Well, he's hit 9 out of his last 10. That's only 514. Raising his average from 312 to 369 for the Krucker. Among the NL leaders in batting average at 369. Another bunch of other categories.
I got to tell you, the Phillies, what time did you get home today? 4 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around there?
About bedtime was about 4 or 4:30.
You know, I mean, it was tough as we take a look at the batting leaders right there. But John Kruk was at the park today at about 1 o'clock. I mean, here's a guy. You think he wants to sleep here? You know, it's amazing. This guy, all he does is think baseball as that pitch is up. And now Fletcher wants a little chat with Nabholz. But to come to the park at 1 o'clock after getting home at 4, I mean, all he does is think baseball. Kind of like reminds me of Larry Bow when Larry used to play.
See what Kruk did games 1 through 25 and what he's done since to get that average up to 369. Unfortunately, there's a guy in the league named Barry Bonds, and he's hitting 425.
Is he a rookie?
That big contract's really slowed him up.
Yeah, it really has. It's bothered him a lot.
1-0 to Kruk. Inside. You saw Fletcher go out to Nabholz and put his hand up in the air, and that's him just telling his pitcher to get on top, that he's probably starting to drop down a little bit, and that's why he's wild. There's Fletcher taking a look in the dugout. Duncan on at first base with just his 4th walk of the year. And the count now 3-0 to Kruk. He'll take a look at Boa to see if he has a green light. Probably off a left-hander with Hollins on deck. He won't.
As we mentioned earlier, the problem Nabholz has had is with the high leg kick. And then with the arm, sometimes he just can't get that motion and that control he wants because of all the movement he's got with his body when he throws the ball to the plate. So they're trying to get him to condense that a little bit, Chris, and get it a lot more smoother, as that pitch was right there.
Ball going through the sign. Sometimes they'll run here. 3-1. We'll see. And Nabholz thinking the same thing. Throws over there. Kruk is 4 for 10 lifetime off this left-hander with 3 runs batted in. That's 400. You see Duncan leading off first. There's 1 out here in the first inning. No score. Duncan does not go, and Kruk walks. So the Phillies have 2 on with 1 out for Hollins on back-to-back walks. Dave Hollins batting at 288 overall, 397 from the right side. 375 from the right side.
Well, whatever it is, it's a lot.
Well, he obviously is a better hitter from the right side. People wanting to bat right-handed, but he is 397.
397.
I had that written down, that I took a look at the notes and they're wrong. 397 from the right side, 216 left-handed. He batted twice off Charlie Huff the other night from the right side, the knuckleballer, and got hits off.
I asked him about that today, and he said he just feels more comfortable from the right side right now. What's happening from the left side is he's got a little loop in his swing. He's dipping the back shoulder, causing him to give him a little upswing, and consequently he's hitting a lot of balls either up in the air or topping him and hitting him on the ground. And what he's been working with Dennis Menke is trying to level that swing out and hit through the ball and drive it more to the outfield. When you get a little loop in your swing, we call it like the pendulum swing. Pretty much you hit a lot of pop-ups, and that's what Hollins has been doing from the left side. A lot of fly balls to left field, left center.
Delino DeShields playing him right up the middle, the second baseman. If Hollins hits a ball past Nabholz, Delino DeShields is right there. Here's the pitch to Dave. Beats it foul at home plate. There you see where Delino is, and that's about where he was when the pitch was released.
The one good thing about Hollins is he waits very well. You notice that of his 5 home runs, 4 of them have come to the opposite field, which means he's really waiting well on the pitch, and then when he sees it, he explodes on it. And that's really the mark of a good hitter, is to be able to hit with power the opposite way. You can wait almost till the ball's on top of you on the plate and then just let it fly. And Hollins is strong enough, as we all know, that he can do that.
It's been hot lately, hitting 15 out of his last 20 games at a .325 pace. And you see Dave Hollins with runners in scoring position. That is excellent. He has a runner in scoring position right now in the person of Mariano Duncan at second base. Kruk on at first. There's one out. He hit him. That's the first time, I think, this year he's been hit.
I believe so, and it didn't look like it fazed him at all. Hollins strode into that pitch. Hollins was looking for something the way possibly to go that way. Watch him stride into the ball and just stay right there. Okay, that doesn't hurt. Just hit me again. Now, most guys would get out of the way of that pitch or flinch or jump or go, ow, look at Hollins. He just kind of ho-hum. That's another one. Let me take my base.
First time.
Talk about a tough guy. And, you know, Nabholz doesn't exactly throw the ball easy. He gets the ball up there about 87, 88.
Well, he was hit by a pitch 19 times last year, and that's the first one this year. And here is Dalton with the bases loaded. We almost hit him. Dalton's only 1 for 14 lifetime off Nabholz with no RBIs as we look at the National League home run leaders.
One good thing to watch about Dalton, as Kruk, as Hollins, watch him stride into the ball. They're not afraid of the pitch inside. They've got enough confidence in themselves as hitters that if the pitch is in, they can turn on it.
There's a strike to Dalton. Darren batting .217 against left-handed pitching. He's tied for the National League in walks and is among the league leaders in a number of other categories, as they already have a pitcher up, the right-hander Kent Bottenfield. As Nabholz is struggling here in the first inning, and Alou has a pitcher warmed up. The pitch to Dalton. Ground ball, foul. So Nabholz has him in the hole, 0-2. With Incaviglia on deck.
You and I talked a little bit about this earlier, Chris. The fact that Dalton's eye is somewhat swollen, not quite shut. It's his front eye, and really that's the eye you try and pick up everything on as you're hitting. You're looking at both eyes, but actually your front eye is the eye you're really staring at the pitcher, especially a left-hander. And I'm just wondering if it bothers Dalton at all.
Well, you saw those numbers on grand slams. Has one this year. Got him on a good breaking ball. So Nabholz got ahead of him, and Dalton's now 1 for 15 lifetime off Nabholz. Not many left-handed hitters have good numbers off this guy.
Nabholz came a little sidearm with that slurve, if we call it, and watch Dalton. He strode into the ball, but he was kind of looking for something maybe a little inside or out over the plate a little bit. That ball broke down and out of the strike zone. It really wasn't a strike, but as you can see, Nabholz not a very easy pitcher for a left-hand batter.
Especially when you're 0-2.
No.
Here is Incaviglia. There are the numbers on it. He hit number 4 last night. You're going to cut that up. Maybe had 3 homers out of that ball he hit last night at Joe Robbie Stadium. What a ball. Pitched to Incaviglia way outside, ball 1.
They told me that he put on an exhibition in batting practice yesterday, that he hit like 7 or 8 balls that looked like they were serving meals on. They went so far. I mean, they needed a stewardess on some of those balls they said he hit in batting practice.
Well, that one he hit in the game last night, I feel honored to have seen it. That was really something. 1 ball and no strikes on him. He'd settle for a little bloop single here. Deep to left field, fair or foul. It is a fair ball, a grand slam home run. Pete Incaviglia, and the Phillies lead it 4-0 here in the first inning.
Number 36 for the Phillies, and for that home run, Chento just donated another $200 to the Child Guidance Clinic by a massive home run by Pete Bulldog Incaviglia. We'll show it to you one more time. Do you think he knew it? Oh my goodness.
It was just like us. It was whether it was fair or foul. That's all. Bang. That's up there, 500 level.
That was a bolt.
Crowd wants him to come out. I think he does. Well, that one got out in a hurry. That's his 5th career grand slam, and what a bolt. Phillies have 4 runs on 1 hit in this inning. And here is Chamberlain, who hit a long home run last night. Boy, this crowd is buzzing right now. Breaking ball misses inside.
Well, I made a point earlier that the Expos have given up 41 first-inning runs in 39 games. I guess it's a tad bit more now. Watch it as we show it to you one more time. The pitch by Nobholz is a fastball up and out over the plate right in Cavilla's zone.
Chamberlain towards the gap in left center. Grissom won't get it, off the wall on 1 hop, and Wes Chamberlain in with a stand-up double. And the Phillies are pounding Nobholz now with 2 consecutive long hits.
The 12th double on the year by Chamberlain, and the Phillies are trying to make a point quick and early against this young Expo club. Phillies with a 15-4 record at home, the best record in all of baseball. And they want to establish that quick.
Double number 9 for Wes Chamberlain as Bottenfield continues to throw out in the bullpen. And Juan Bell, the batter, getting a start at shortstop. Inside, Bell batting .231 right-handed, .182 left-handed. Bell started a game last on the 12th of this month against the Pirates. As we look at Chamberlain at second base, Wes has a home run and 2 doubles in his last 2 ball games. Gets away from Fletcher, and over to third goes Chamberlain.
You know, one thing you got to say, Chris, this ball club, 1993 Phillies, all year long, when one guy has made it out with runners in scoring position, the other guy has always seemed to pick him up. And here, when Dalton's striking out with bases loaded, who's done very well with bases loaded, into B with 2 outs, comes up and picks his teammate right up.
Well, we just talked about, I felt honored to have seen that one last night. That might be as fast as one will get out when it hit that screen out there. 2 balls and 1 strike. That was the only question on it, whether it was going to hook foul or not. It went right in the middle of the screen.
You know, you start seeing games like this and people pick one another up. It kind of reminds you of 1980, doesn't it?
Swing and a miss. Well, Lee Thomas got Pete Incaviglia to help the Phillies against some left-handed pitching. And that's what he did. There's Chamberlain, the runner at third base now with 2 outs. 4 runs in, 4-0 Phils. We are just underway here in the first inning. Breaking ball, and it's a strike 3 call, and Juan Bell goes out. Phillies score 4 runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 4-0 after 1.
Right now, Chase is sending millions of hard-working Americans a little reward. The opportunity to get a Chase Manhattan credit card with a low variable rate, and the chance to consolidate your high-interest balances onto one low-rate card. Ours. So send in your pre-approved application. It'll be the easiest thing you've done all day. Chase Manhattan. Profit from the experience.
When you win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5, you'll get all the cash all at once in one lump sum. It's called taking your lumps. Cash 5. All the cash all at once. When you win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5, we'll give you all the cash all at once in one lump sum. All you have to do is pick it up. Cash 5. All the cash all at once.
Make a note to make history when the Colorado Rockies come to town for the first time. Friday, June 4th, Saturday, June 5th, and get a big beach towel free 1:35 Sunday afternoon, June 6th. Then it's the Astros, June 7th, 8th, and 9th. Order your tickets in advance. Call 463-1000.
You know, in storybooks, novels, and movies, they always tell you about the crack of the bat the crushing sound the ball when it leaves the ballpark is the mighty so-and-so hits that home run to win the game. Listen to the crack of this bat by Pete Padilla. Oh. Now that ball was crushed.
That is way up at the 500 level, too. That pole hadn't gotten away. Darren Fletcher, the batter. Fletcher, Cordero, and Lansing here for Montreal in the second inning.
Well, Gento was happy about that. He donated another $200. Gento, every time a Philly hits a home run, will donate $200 to the Child Guidance Clinic because they offer more than 100 fine Italian food products. So thank goodness for Gento.
Pitch to Darren Fletcher is over for a strike. See Darren Fletcher against Kurt Schilling. He'd probably rather hit off somebody else. Let's look at those numbers.
I think there's a whole lot of guys in the league that would rather hit off someone else.
By the way, Jay, I just asked the boss, Larry Schenk, who's in charge of this stuff. That does not count as a 500 level home run here at Veterans Stadium.
Didn't get up there.
Because it didn't get there.
That's right, didn't get there.
37 balls have gone into the left field 500 level. 6 in right field, 1 by Jay Johnstone.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And 6 in center field.
Yes, I have to thank Pat Zachary for that long home run way up there.
On July the 5th, 1977. There's the red seats. The dark red is the 500 level. The orange seats is the 600 level. There's never been a fair ball hit up there. Fletcher off the glove. A lot of time because he doesn't run well. Bell gets it.
Oh, what a fine play. What a fine play by Bell. Schilling got his big paw in the way. Both Duncan and Bell were going over behind second. One of them would have got it. He slowed it down. Anybody else, Fletcher doesn't exactly run that well. But look at this play by Bell. He cuts off Duncan. On the run, he makes a perfect throw. That's a big league play.
Good play by Bell, too, because he knew he didn't have to hurry with Fletcher running. Here is Wilfredo Cordero, the shortstop, batting at .239. Cordero has taken over as the #1 shortstop for this ball club.
Now, do we give Kurt an assist on that?
Oh, yeah. That's a 1-6-3.
So 1-6-3. A cheap one, but there's another rookie, huh, Chris?
Cordero, saw him last year and really did a good job with Montreal. A little bit of time that he was up. One of the 6 rookies, Jay, that you mentioned. Yeah. He's hit safely in 6 out of his last 9 games at a .290 clip. Schilling all of a sudden has 4 runs to play with, and he hasn't had that for a while.
Cordero coming into this year only 73 days in Major League. He's only 21 years old. Won't be 22 to sometime in October. Look at this. He was signed by Expos at the age of 16 years old.
Fouled out and play right side.
Let's see, who else? Was it Joe Nuxall or somebody signed by Cincinnati?
15.
At 15.
And pitched in the major leagues at 15.
Wow. Last year, Cordero came up for a cup of coffee at .314 and 204 bats, so he's done the job for him.
Schilling gets him to chase a ball away. Bell's throw, safe. Ball was in the hole. Bell made a strong throw, but Cordero just beat it out. That'll be a base hit.
Cordero at very good speed. Watch Bell make the play. He came up throwing, but Cordero, as you can see, those long strides, because he is a big guy. Cordero is about 6'2", 6'3", has long legs, is just able to beat it out, as you can see right there. Nice call by first base umpire Steve Ripley.
So here is Mike Lansing. What a job this guy's done for them this year. He's another rookie.
He's a 25-year-old rookie.
Boy, the natural shortstop playing at third base. They've had him all over the place, and you see he's batting over 300. They signed him off that Miami club that was in the Florida State League a few years ago, and he went in their minor league system, had a great year at Harrisburg.
You start looking at this ball club with 5 guys at 26 and 1 guy, Lansing, 25, Cordero at 21, DeShields at 24. This club is upcoming, and in the next couple of years, when these guys start reaching their peak and their maturity, they're going to be somebody to deal with.
Lansing batting .348 against right-handed pitching, and pitches over for a strike called by Wally Bell. Expos come into the game 22-17 in second place, 5.5 games behind the Phils. 15-5 at home, second best home record in the league, and 7-12 on the road as we look at Cordero leading off first.
The Expos will steal. They lead the National League with 51 stolen bases.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Like to send get well wishes along to Stephen Maddox, and also a happy birthday to Barbara Hans from her husband Joe Hans.
We send them our best birthday wishes.
Hard ground ball, could be 2. Duncan to Bell to Kruk. They turn the double play, and that'll be it. The second inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left. Through an inning and a half. 4-0.
Bert sells balloons. Bob sells balloons. Bert sells wacky gifts. Bob sells wacky gifts. Bert delivers. Bob delivers. So if Bob's got everything Bert's got, why is Bert busy and Bob not? Now, do you suppose Bert's got a big color ad in the book 9 out of 10 people use? The genuine Bella Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
There's a new feeling sweeping the state. Peace of mind. Because now people who couldn't afford health coverage can get special care from Blue Cross and Blue Shield. It's the most affordable coverage available to families and individuals who earn too much for Medicaid but can't afford coverage on their own. If you're uninsured, your peace of mind is just a phone call away. Call 1-800-248-5200.
How about this Ford Ranger XLT? How about this Chevy S10 Tahoe pickup for $1,500 less? The XLT's got power steering. So's the S10. AM/FM stereo cassette. Sounds the same to me. Sliding rear window. Likewise. Plus, the S10 has more horsepower and 24-hour roadside assistance for $1,500 less with current incentives. Want to see our glove compartment? Check them out. It's your choice, America. But your local Chevy Geo dealers think there's really no comparison.
Bring your camera and take up-close pictures of your favorite Phillies on Kodak Photo Night, Saturday, June 5th, before the Phillies play the all-new expansion team, the Colorado Rockies, at 7:05. Reserve your tickets in advance. Call 463-1000.
Hey, Dream Week, don't forget it. Next year, your chance to live, learn, play with the pros in February in Clearwater, Florida. Space is filling up rapidly, so make that call soon. 938-1200. Jay Johnstone, Greg Lazinski, Tony Taylor, Larry Bow, and lots more. Call 938-1200. We'll have a good time down there in Dream Week, and we hope we see you there. That reminds me, I'd like to thank Joel Frankel from Wynwood, who's sending up some Italian cookies to us here tonight in the booth. Joel
great.
Says he will be at Dream Week next year. He's already been there in the past and had a great time. And here's Kurt Schillings. Thank you to Joel.
Yes, sir. Those cookies went great with that coffee.
Kurt Schilling this year at 111, lifetime a 153 hitter, with no home runs and 5 runs batted in. Schilling's 2 for 18 on the year. He's only struck out 3 times, and he is determined that he will become a better hitter in this league. Chris Nabholz still in the game. Nabholz struck out the side in the first inning. However, if you're just joining us, he gave up 2 walks. He hit Dave Hollins, and then with 2 outs, Pete Incaviglia crushed a grand slam home run off the foul pole screen down the left field line.
Now, you said that Schilling wanted to improve as a hitter. I guess he's taking his lessons from John Kruk. Watch his stance now. Way deep in the box. John isn't that deep, but he's got that open stance. Now watch him lift that front foot up and stride into the ball.
And he walks. And Nabholz continues to struggle with his control. That's his 3rd walk in the ball game. And that'll bring up Dykstra, who struck out in the first. Dykstra, Dalton, and Bell all struck out in the first inning.
Those hands up high, that big stride like Kruk. Looked like he was trying to bail out a little bit on that one, but he got a walk. And one thing that you don't want to do is walk the opposing pitcher. Philippe Alou is moving a little bit uneasy on that dugout seat.
And they're getting the bullpen up again. Dykstra struck out on a slider to start the game, and Nabholz throws him a fastball on the outside corner. There is Kent Bottenfield up again in the bullpen. 4-0 Phillies here in the second inning. First of 4 with the second place Montreal Expos. Dykstra pops it up. First base side. It'll go to the crowd.
Dykstra I think, was really looking for something inside, Chris, because on that breaking ball, he kind of pulled off a little bit. And Dykstra's pretty good on those hanging breaking balls inside. He's hit some balls down the left or right field line for extra base hits, and that one looked like he just pulled off just a hair, maybe looking for the fastball in.
Phillies are 8-3 in games against a left-handed starter. And one of the games they lost to a left-handed starter was last night in Florida. Chris Hammond. Outside, Hammond went 5 innings in that game, had to lead with a stiff back, and threw 2 of the longest home runs you'll ever see. Here's Nabholz. We're only in the second inning, and that'll get you out of a ball game quick, those numbers. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Dykstra, who's trying to stay in against Nabholz, who gives him a lot of trouble. Breaking ball, and he stayed off that one. Good play by Fletcher. 2-2. Duncan waits on deck. See, they're not going to hold Schilling on at first base because Schilling isn't going to run in this situation. Bolick, the first baseman, will play off him. Expos in the outfield play Dykstra around towards left center. And now Lenny tires of waiting, calls time. Here's the pitch to Dykstra. Line drive left center. Here comes Grissom. He got it. Well, Grissom was playing him perfectly. We just mentioned he was over towards left center, and Marquise Grissom can run him down with anybody. 1 away.
Nice play by Grissom. Grissom on the air hasn't made an error. Here he was playing him about 15 steps towards left center. Makes a fine running catch. With Grissom and Alou and even Walker in the outfield, Expos have one of the finest young outfields in all of baseball. Every year, Walker pretty much leads the National League with assists, and Grissom and Alou aren't far behind.
Here's Duncan, who walked and scored his first time up. Ground ball to third. Took a bad hop on Lansing. To the Shields 1, back to first. They won't get the double play. That ball really made Lansing have to back up to take the hop, and he lost the double play then.
We'll show it to you one more time. Duncan just beats this ball into the ground, and he had to back up, as Chris said. And anytime you back up and anybody's got any kind of decent speed at all, there's no way you're going to complete the double play. And Duncan got down there by 1.5 steps.
John Kruk walked his first time up. Duncan on at first with 2 outs. You know, Jim Fregosi said, Jay, the best young outfield he ever saw, he thought, was George Bell and Mosby and Barfield for Toronto, and he says this one here in Montreal is number 2 as far as he's concerned.
Well, those weren't too bad of guys either, you know.
Kruk down the left field line. It is a foul ball.
Johnny looking for something inside, really bailed out on that pitch, hit it right off the end of the bat. He broke his bat. He had to go get another bat. And you saw him start to shake his hands like he got stung by a bunch of bees. Watch him bail out, looking for the inside pitch. Way in, and then the ball just off the end of the bat. The bat does break, and good thing he had those gloves on a semi-cold night like tonight. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to have any feeling in those hands for about 2 innings.
Speak about great outfields. How about the one that he didn't see much of in the National League? Gary Maddox, Gary Matthews, and Bobby Bonds. That wasn't too bad. Sure Gary Maddox would agree with that.
Well, I heard of Bonds and I heard of Matthews. Who was the other guy?
Oh,
this guy's sitting next to me over here.
Those three guys came up together.
Run?
They were something.
Yeah, they could fly.
Then you had Cromartie, Dawson, and Valentine with the Expos.
They weren't as good as the previous 3 you mentioned.
There's Gary Lee. He'll be joining us in the 4th inning. They got you on. 1-1 on Kruk outside, as Kruk has that new lumber up there. As Jay mentioned, he broke his bat on that little squibber off the end of the bat. 2-1 on Kruk, batting at .369. Had a 5-hit game the other night at Joe Robbie Stadium on a really hot night, and he was worn out. He was 5 for 6 that night.
I wonder if John keeps all the bubblegum cards that he chose.
Duncan's running on the play, Jay, and he's going to make it to third as Kruk beats it in the hole for a base hit. He's 1 for 1. The Phillies have runners at the corners with 2 outs.
This is what makes John Kruk such a difficult hitter for the pitchers to pitch to, because on one at bat or one pitch, he'll dive into the ball. Now here, he doesn't go in. He pulls off a little of the ball, and the pitch is inside and up. And even though it's up, Kruk hits the ball hard enough on the AstroTurf to get by the diving Bullock at first base, and that looks like it's going to be all for Chris Nobholz.
Yeah.
Early night for him.
With Hollins coming up, they're going to bring a right-hander in to make him bat left-handed. So Chris Nabholz, with a big cheering section behind home plate, takes an early exit. He normally pitches very well here at Veterans Stadium. As I mentioned, his lifetime numbers against the Phillies are 4-4 with a 3.36 ERA. As Mrs. Nabholz looks on, his mom Maggie shaking her head like, oh no, it wasn't my son's night tonight.
Well, when I talked to Joe Kerrigan today, he told me that they were really concerned about the fact that in his windup, he really had a lot of motion that has really troubled his control. And I guess tonight we've seen that, because even though he struck out the side in the first inning, he ended up walking 3 guys and made some pretty bad pitches. So this brings in Kent Bottenfield. Bottenfield is 24 years old, has a fastball, a curve, a slider, and a change. He throws the ball pretty good. Last year with Montreal, he was 1-2.
And Kent Bottenfield on in relief of Chris Nabholz, and we'll be back with more right after this.
What's new at Mobile? Let's take a look.
Introducing new Mobile Super Plus detergent gasoline. It still cleans fuel injectors and intake valves.
Now it helps keep the very heart of your engine cleaner. Down here, the cylinders and pistons.
So come down to the Big Red O and drive your engine clean with new Mobile Super Plus, the detergent gasoline.
Bert sells balloons. Bob sells balloons. Bert sells wacky gifts. Bob sells wacky gifts. Bert delivers. Bob delivers. So if Bob's got everything Bert's got, why is Bert busy and Bob not? Now, do you suppose Bert's got a big color ad in the book 9 out of 10 people use?
The genuine Bella Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
There's Bottenfield right there. We'll put the numbers up for you. 35 innings, 37 hits. That's a lot of hits for a reliever. With an ERA of 4.54. That's been the main problem of the Expos this year. Last year their pitching was good. This year they're 12th in pitching in the National League with an team ERA of 4.13, while the Phillies are 3rd.
Bottenfield coming into his 10th game. He has started 5 games for Montreal this year. And Hollins, who was hit by a pitch for the first time this year and scored ahead of Incaviglia's grand slam in the first inning, takes strike called. Bottenfield is 24 years of age, out of Portland, Oregon. He is 6'3", a 225-pounder. Selected by the Expos in the 4th round of the June 1986 free agent draft. Inside, Jay gave you the pitches on him. Looks like he's trying to sink it. Bottenfield last year at Indianapolis was 12-8 with an earned run average of 3.43. And then at Montreal, 1-2 in 10 games, 4 of them in a starting role with an ERA of 2.23. He was one of the guys they called up when they had to play those 3 straight doubleheaders in Los Angeles.
After the civil unrest out there, and that really helped him in a sense because it gave him his chance and he made the best of it.
Kruk leads off first, and they're not holding him on. Bottenfield just stepped off, but there's nobody over there. You see the first baseman, Frank Bullock, playing off him. There are 2 outs in the inning. The Phillies have runners at the corners, and they lead it 4-0. There's Duncan and Kruk on at first, and the pitch to Hollins is low and in the dirt, and a nice block there by Darren Fletcher. Chris Nabholz 1 2/3 innings, 4 hits. The runners out there are his right now. He walked 3, struck out 3, and hit a batter, so he had a lot of trouble with his control. Phillies look like they want Kruk to stay put and keep the hole open for Hollins at this point.
Well, why run them when you don't have to? You got a 4-run lead. The only time you'd run them, the count goes to 3-2 or maybe 3-1. but they want Hollins to hit. He's had trouble, as we mentioned, from the left side. They've been working with him. Dennis Menke, the hitting coach. So he needs to get his at-bats in from the left side to get that down, because what a difference in averages, Chris. You look at the 397 coming in from the right side, only 216 from the left.
And now it's 3-1. This is one of those counts Jay said you might run. Let's see. Continue to play off him at first base. That works about one every
2,000 times. 2,000. Once every 15 years it works. Although it did work this year. It did work this year. They tagged, I think one of the Cub pitchers tagged out Bobby Bonds.
He does not go, and Hollins hits it foul out of play. Hit it a ton, but way foul. Off the scoreboard and right field and back into the crowd.
You can tell when you're struggling a little bit hitting. Watch Hollins drive this ball a long way, but the problem is when your hitting stroke is off a little bit, you're always out in front of the ball from the left side. And Hollins just couldn't quite wait long enough on this ball. He hit it well, but he pulled it foul.
And now Kruk will be off on the pitch with a count full at 3-2, 2 outs. Darren Daulton waits on deck. Bottenfield ready, and there he goes. And it's hit foul again to the crowd, right side. They are really coming inside on Dave Hollins. At least Bottenfield is, although Navholz did too, but especially here on the left side, they're trying to crowd him.
Well, they want to come inside, and they want to get the ball above the belt under his hands. They know Hollins likes the ball down, preferably out over the plate, because he strides into the ball. What they're trying to do is, because the scouting report says Hollins has had a loop in his swing from the left side. You see him going back. It sounded like he cracked his bat, and after another inspection, he realized that he has cracked his bat. He's going to have to get another one. And you see the bat boy come out there with a half a dozen of them. See where the ball hits the bat? It hits it right on the label. Normally, when you hit a ball there, you don't have much left to your bat. So Hollins went that a little bit more lumber here.
Hollins, one of the iron men for the Phillies this year, has played every inning of every game, as has Lenny Dykstra. Ready to go again. Kruk will be off on the pitch. Kent Bottenfield on in relief of Chris Navholz here in the second inning. He walked him, and they're loaded. Once again for Daulton, who struck out with the bases loaded his first time up. Well, Darren Daulton has to think, how nice is this 2 times in a row?
Nice at bat by Hollins, because when you're struggling a little bit, as Hollins is from the left side, you become impatient with the count 3-2 and runners in scoring position. You know you want to swing the bat. But Hollins, who has a very good eye, was able to follow that pitch in and even take it, even though it was a ball. You know in his heart he wanted to swing because those runners were out there.
Phillies have seen Bottenfield before in action last year, and Darren Daulton is 1 for 2 lifetime off him. So they're loaded again for Daulton. Navholz got him on strikes his first time up. Way inside. Great block by Fletcher. Ball 1. Phillies have hit 3 grand slams now this year. 1 by Daulton, 1 by that guy, Mariano Duncan, and 1 by Incaviglia as Fletcher blocks this ball.
Very nice block by Fletcher, because if that ball gets away from him just a little bit further, Duncan's going to come in and score.
So Bottenfield's come in and served up a walk so far. Look at Darren Fletcher, the former Philly.
See if we can pick up Daulton's eye. See his right eye, how it's all discolored and a little bit swollen.
That is ugly looking.
Very ugly. And before the game today, it was somewhat closed. I'm sure that they iced it down a lot, tried to get it to open up a little bit.
Here's the pitch to Dutch. Hard ground ball. Oh, nice play by Bottenfield. Throws him out. So Daulton grounds out to Bottenfield and made a good play on that. Phillies in the second inning will leave them loaded. No runs, 1 hit, and it's 4-0 after 2.
What is a mountain man's natural environment? Let's explore. A mountain man enjoys peaceful surroundings. A place where gentle winds blow. And the beauty of nature is all about. Only here does the mountain man find true happiness with a smooth bush beer or an easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find out how the true mountain man can make any environment a more natural one.
Hey, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it's my new Wagner power painter.
Well, can you edge with it?
Yeah, you can edge like this or adjust it to control the paint up close. And when I'm done, I'm gonna switch nozzles and stain my deck. Do a lot of other jobs I've been meaning to do.
Well, does it clean up easy?
Yeah, it's quicker than you think.
Why am I painting this by hand?
Good question. Get a Wagner.
When Bob borrowed a lawnmower, all he got was short grass. When Bob borrowed hedge clippers, all he got was nice shrubs. When Bob borrowed a ladder, all he got was red shutters. When Bob borrowed a hose, all he got was wet. But when Bob borrowed money, he got free banking services. The Mellon PSFS Smart Accounts. The package accounts for people who borrow as well as save.
Friday, May 21st at 7:35, the Phillies play the Montreal Expos, and you can win an instant vacation. Compliments of Rosenbluth Travel and guest quarters, no purchase necessary. For more information and to reserve your tickets, call 463-1000.
Well, in less than 2 weeks, the summer of '93 officially gets underway right here on Prism with Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, and Michelle Pfeiffer in the premiere of the blockbuster sequel Batman Returns. It's just one of the great movies coming your way on Prism, the only place to be for the summer of '93. Good movie.
Good movie. Michael Keaton is great. Danny DeVito is wonderful. But Michelle Pfeiffer, hey, look, an empty chair. Now, who used to sit there?
I think he took on some other responsibilities last night. Not in attendance. Nice going, guys. And Kent Bottenfield will lead it off. They have him listed here as a switch hitter. However, there is a right-handed pitcher out there, and he is batting right-handed. There you see the numbers on him.
In case you're wondering who we're talking about, folks, that empty chair, Dallas Green was named manager of the New York Mets last night, and normally he is in attendance at this game, scouting for the Mets, but new job.
Strike 3 call. Schilling blows his counterpart away. That's strikeout number 1 in the game for Schilling. And now to the top of the order, and Delano DeShields. Delano hit a little flare to left his first time up, just over the outstretched glove of Juan Bell and in front of Incaviglia for a base hit. Swung at the first pitch. Delano coming into the game 9th in the league in walks. Has really cut down on his strikeouts the last 2 years. You see him choking up more. He's gotten better bat control.
And one of the big reasons the Expos have done so well is the fact that DeShields, their leadoff hitter, in his last 27 games has gotten on base 46 of those times, 27 with hits. I'm sorry, 26 with hits and 20 with walks.
Amazingly, Jay's only hitting 193 against right-handers and 341 against left-handed pitching. Hits it high in the air down the line. Fair or foul near the stands. Chamberlain runs out of room.
One of the few players that wears those high stockings. You notice that you see a lot of blue on DeShields stockings with the pant leg kind of tucked up underneath. Very few players in today's big leagues wear that, but DeShields last year, to honor the players that have played in the Negro League, some of the old-time stars, that's how they wore their uniform, and that's why he wears his that way, to honor them.
Hits it to left. Long run in Incaviglia. Inky back. He makes a nice running catch. Good play by Incaviglia, who did not get himself turned around, and picks it off for the second out of the inning.
Incaviglia didn't want to be caught short this time. He got a slow jump in the first inning in DeShields' first at bat. This time he played him about 3 or 4 steps shallower, and DeShields really drove the ball well to left field that way. And Incaviglia just did get back to catch that ball. It doesn't make any difference how you do it as long as he's out, and that's what he did. He made the catch.
Here comes Moises Alou. Hey, don't go to the kitchen after this half inning. We have a feature from Larry Rosen from the Weeze Remember year of '83. And it features Steve Carlton passing Walter Johnson on the all-time strikeout list. I don't know that Darren Dalton really needs those foul balls with that eye of his tonight, as this one clanks off his mask.
Yeah, that's an owie.
Man. Bat is shattered. Here comes Bell, throws him out in a strong inning for Curt Schilling. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. To the bottom of the third, 4-0. Phillies, as promised, another installment of We's Remembered. Larry Rosen turns the clock back 10 years to the night Steve Carlton, right here on Prism, past the immortal Walter Johnson on the all-time strikeout list.
Let's remember a summer of jockeying for one of the most coveted titles in baseball history, the all-time strikeout king. Steve Carlton, facing the San Diego Padres, began the night just one strikeout behind Walter Johnson, the legendary senator, for second place on the all-time list. He would get Juan Bonilla looking to tie Johnson and accept the standing ovation. Then move past him with what else? A nasty slider.
These fans are really up for this. He got, oh, wait a minute. First base unoccupied. There's the strikeout. Strikeout number 3,509. Steve Carlton has surpassed the immortal Walter Johnson.
Carlton and Ryan would jockey all summer long for the all-time lead. Carlton would eventually retire behind Ryan as one of only 2 pitchers to ever strike out more than 4,000 batters.
Well, that's great to see Lefty there. Some of those great old pieces. You saw Carlton just hated to roll balls out of games, too, and interrupt him. Well, don't forget Instant Vacation Night's coming up tomorrow night. That's always a lot of fun. Pack your bags, be ready to go to one of the many exciting locations, such as Tampa, where we just were yesterday, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Chicago, and Boston. Trips are compliments of Rosenbluth International, guest quarters, and U.S. Air. No purchase necessary to win. Just report to the stadium truck ramp between gates G and H beginning at 6 o'clock. Trips are for 2, and you must be 18 years of age or older. Here's the guy that during the offseason they said, what do you want him for? Well, Incaviglia's doing just what the Phillies thought. He's going to hit some home runs. He's going to strike out. He's going to play pretty good left field. He's going to hustle, and he's great in the clubhouse. And he hit a grand slam home run in the first inning. Fouls this one away. He crushed it, if you're just joining us, off Chris Nabholz, high off the foul pole screen down the left field line. Would have gone into the 500 level, into the upper deck if that screen had gotten away.
Up there. Looked like a Greg Lazinski shot. You know, it's guys like Incaviglia, Thompson, Eisenreich. You know, general managers across the league are wondering, what's Lee Thomas eat? Where does he get these ideas? How does he come up with players and things happen like this for him? Look at that, 22 RBIs and 21 hits.
Pretty good ratio.
Yeah, not a bad job. You got to give a lot of credit to Lee Thomas in being able to pick up guys that a lot of other people thought were ready to go into the scrap pile.
Add up those 2 home runs he hit the last 2 nights and get out of breath walking that distance.
Well, I'd get about 4,000 or 5,000 frequent flyer miles on those.
Fouled off. Yeah, you could use them too.
Yeah, that's all I need is another flight somewhere.
First National League Grand Slam for Incaviglia, 4 in the American League. Outside, but it's called strike 3. Incaviglia takes a walk back to the dugout as Wally Bell rings him up.
Bottenfield puts this one supposedly on the outside corner. Let's check it out. What you think? I don't know, Wally Bell. If that's a strike, maybe we ought to send you back to that umpiring school down in Florida, because that ball missed by about 4 inches.
Yeah, that was pretty far outside. Chamberlain, the batter, he doubled into the gap in left center his first time up. Strike called. I'd like to send belated birthday wishes along to Les Hockenberry Jr. and Sr. One on the 14th, one on the 16th. Got a note here from Janet Hockenberry, who really enjoys watching all the games here on Prism. We thank her for that. way up in the air. Fletcher off with a mask, has room behind the plate, and he squeezes it 2 down.
Well, now that's a major league pop-up right there. Chamberlain really looking for something to drive. Just got underneath this one. I know that feeling, and so does Gary Mannix. You see the ball, looks like a big watermelon, and you pop it straight up in the air. Look at that cut. Chamberlain knew he just missed that one and wanted it back.
And Bell, the batter, batting left-handed for the first time tonight. He struck out against Nabholz in the first inning to end the inning. 2 outs and nobody on base. And it's over for a strike to Bell. Phillies at 27-11 overall with a 5.5 game lead over Montreal coming into play tonight. Cubs in third place at 6.5 out. Cubs do not play tonight. They are going to go into Florida to play the Florida Marlins over the weekend. The St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates are at 19-19. They are 8 games back as play began this evening. Limited schedule tonight. Bell pops it up foul over our heads into the upper deck. Actually right over the head of Gary Maddox.
Well, we got the right guy in the booth. You know, Mr. Defense here might just reach out, flag it down. I know you jump in the way to save, wouldn't you?
No, I exit when they come up. I don't like those things. Gary getting a nice cheer from the crowd down below. Crowd loves you two guys. Remember your exploits here. Juan Bell beats it just foul first base side, fielded by Bullock, and the count remains 1-2 to Juan Bell, batting at 191. He started 2 games that we mentioned earlier this month on the 11th and 12th when Duncan was out with a hamstring problem. Those games against the Pittsburgh Pirates here at the vet. Those were his last starts. Bounces a breaking ball up there, and it's 2-2. Totals in the game: 4 runs on 3 hits and no errors for the Phillies. No runs on 3 hits and no errors for Montreal in the bottom of the 3rd.
Cottonfield would love to get Bell to swing at a bad pitch here, get the final out here, and then he can have Schilling leading off the bottom of the 4th.
It's low, and the count 3-2 to Juan. Bell is playing shortstop tonight. Duncan playing second, as Mickey Morandini gets the night off because Nabholz, the left-hander, started. Ken Hill here tomorrow night, a right-hander. It's hit foul again first base side. Sounded like he broke his bat. And he did.
Yep. Well, we saw that great piece by Larry Rosen on Steve Carlton. If you're a history buff, back on May 20th, 1951, the Phils were at Pittsburgh. They beat them 17-0 and 12-4 in a doubleheader. And Richie Ashburn got 4 hits in each one of those games.
8 hits in the doubleheader.
8 hits in the doubleheader.
That all?
On May 20th, 1951.
There's Whitey. I think
Yeah.
Whitey thinks it's winter time tonight.
There's a guy that could flat out hit.
Whitey, Andy Musser. That's Whitey's daughter, Sue Ann, there beside him. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And there's a ground ball to first. Gobbled up by Bollock. And that'll do it here in the inning. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Through 3, 4-0 Phils.
Mountain man survival skills. The basics. A true mountain man must have a keen sense of direction, a certain physical dexterity, and a talent for surviving the most unforgiving climates. Of course, nothing is more key to a mountain man's survival than plenty of smooth bush beer and easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and learn how the mountain man survives even the most grueling conditions.
Did you know Texaco puts System 3 in every grade of gasoline?
System 3 gets high marks in every grade, which is a lot better than I ever did.
My dad says Texaco puts System 3 in every grade. I'm in the 4th grade.
Of course. That's why I always fill up with System 3. What do I look like? Don't say it.
Visit your Texaco station.
I can get the tires rotated, the car lubed, and still get home in time for the game.
Mow the lawn.
For unbeatable System 3 gasolines and so much more.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
For the first time ever, The expansion Florida Marlins come to the Fed Thursday, June 17th and Friday, June 18th. Then the Upper Deck Heroes play Saturday, June 19th before the Marlins game. And it's a free vintage 1933 baseball cap for all men Sunday, June 20th at 1:35. Order your tickets in advance. Call 463-1000.
And back in Veterans Stadium, Gary Maddox joins us. We're talking about that great outfield that you were in at one time with the San Francisco Giants. To match up to these Expos?
Well, really, when you talk about great outfields, you talk about how well they hit, really. when you name guys, you're talking about guys that have done pretty well with the bat. Maybe in that category, we might match up. This guy's got a lot of speed out here and a lot of talent. If you're in the top 5 or 6, then I guess you got to be happy with that. But, you know, these guys can go get the ball pretty good here. And the other outfields you named, hey, I'd take either one of them.
Yeah, that Toronto one wasn't too bad either. Marquise Grissom, the center fielder of that outfield we're talking about, pops one into the press box. Good grab down there.
But it all revolves around this guy here for the Montreal Expos on defense anyway. Ball he caught off Lenny Dykstra's bat. I don't think anybody else would have gotten to that I've seen play center field except Lenny.
Rips a base hit in the hole to left field. Marquise Grissom just wears out Schilling. Schilling got him out the first time, but now lifetime he is 12 for 18 off Schilling.
12 for 17. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive if you throw it up and hit it yourself.
Yeah, it's 18 now because he's 1 for 2 tonight. But that's still amazing. Yeah, if you throw it up right. And, you know, it's not like Schilling's a left-hander out there either. I mean, he's a tough right-handed pitcher.
Only one of the toughest to hit off of for right-handers, for hitters, period, in this league.
Larry Walker, the batter. Walker doubled to left his first time up. And a good play out there by Incaviglia, hitting the cutoff man Bell. Kept Moises Alou at third base. And the Expos did not score in the first inning. Walker fouls it away. He's the right fielder in this fine outfield. Alou the left fielder. Walker with one of the best arms in the league, if not the best, since Witten came over. Mark Witten now with the Cardinals. I don't know. Walker had the best arm, no doubt about it, until Witten showed up. And 16 assists last.
Strong arms are good, but if they're not accurate, this guy Walker, we know is accurate. He can throw that baseball.
He's a big guy who can run too.
And you had to be impressed with him hitting the ball to left field in his first at bat. Just an all-around complete player.
He is a native Canadian and is an undrafted free agent back in 1984. Missed a full season with a severe leg injury. See the numbers on him. He's getting better and better. No, says Wally Bell on a breaking ball. 2-2 to Walker. Grissom, a leadoff base runner. Frank Bullock, a switch hitter on deck. 4-0 Phillies. We're in the 4th inning.
It might be a little late in the ball game now for the Expos to start running, but I definitely thought when the Shields was on, they should have tried to do something to, you know, to maybe score a run or something.
Well, it bounces up there, and the count is full now at 3-2.
When your team gets behind 4-0, you don't want to sit back and wait for that big inning. It's still early enough in the ball game where you can try to make something happen. And with the speed that the Montreal Expos possess, they should always be looking to run and try and steal a run whenever they can.
See Marquise Grissom there has 7 stolen bases in 11 attempts. If he were up in the 1 or 2 hole in the lineup, he'd have a lot more stolen bases. They have him hitting third this year, so he's running less. The Shields and Alou are running a lot. There he goes, and it's ball 4. Dalton can't believe that wasn't a strike. He thought he had himself a strikeout double play working there. Turns around to Wally Bell, and he's still arguing with him. Bell's telling him the pitch is inside. So no stolen base, it's just ball 4.
Well, this is a good eye here, and respect for the hitter. The ball is a little bit inside. Grissom going. I can't say that he was in his stealing mode. He was probably counting on Walker making contact at 3-2 if the pitch was a strike.
Oh, Dalton had him dead.
Boy, did he ever.
That was a strike called. So here is Bullock.
And a bad thing for Grissom to do, slowing up going into second base. You know, a lot of guys get hurt because they're undecided or change their mind about sliding at the last minute. You go hard all the way, slide, and worry about what the pitch was later.
Bullock hit a fly ball to left field his first time up. So the Phillies got 4 in the first, and they've gone a little flat since then offensively. The Expos trying to get back into it now with 2 on and nobody out. On deck is Darren Fletcher.
You can say they've gone flat, but that first inning, that was Nabholz's doing. He made them hot. And he pitched around everybody until he had to come fat to Pavilion.
Long drive, deep right field. Back goes Chamberlain. It is gone. A home run for Bullock. His third home run of the year, and all of a sudden it's a 4-3 game in favor of the Phillies.
All over a Curt Schilling pitch that was up that time. And that's the thing about facing a young team when you possibly don't know the hitters. You come up with you think is a good pitch, and these jumps all over it. This ball's right down the middle, actually a little bit up. And Bullock is just right there, spins on it, not trying to hit it too hard, and that ball's way out of here.
Bullock with 3 home runs now, 2 from the left side, 1 right-handed. So that got the Expos right back in it. Single walk home run, 4-3. And here's Fletcher. He pops one up left side. Bell is there, and the shortstop grabs it 1 away. There is Frank Bullock coming over from the Seattle organization.
Good move by Alou to get Nabholz out of there early and not let him struggle and get further behind. He went to the right-hander, and it's paid off for him. A quick move like that. Usually you'll stay with the guy for a few innings and let him struggle.
That's home run number 7 given up by Schilling this year, which leads the staff. Second is Mulholland with 5. Will Cordero, the shortstop, got an infield single to short his first time up. So the crowd kind of out of the game right now a little bit after that. That came out of nowhere. A 3-run home run. Phillies comfortably ahead 4-0, or seemingly so.
You know what's interesting about Cordero is his speed. I mean, he still has a little pop. He has 4 home runs, but the type of swing he takes, where he just, you know, can hit that ball to shortstop and be down the line. That's impressive. That was a routine ball he hit his first time up to Jay Bell that he beat out for a base hit.
Bullock has hit double figures in home runs in the minors.
That's Juan Bell. Starts with the J.
Yeah,
but
close enough. I knew what you meant. Kruk off his glove. That'll be a base hit for Cordero. Kruk makes that play a lot of times. That one squirted off his glove, so Cordero's on at first base with a hit.
It's that same type of swing where you look, he doesn't even follow through. He's almost moving when he hits the ball. And the thing about that play for a first baseman, when it comes off the end of the bat there, you don't know what it's going to do after that initial hop. Looked like it kind of just ate Kruk up a little bit. Like you say, he does make that play off.
Mike Lansing, the batter, he grounded into a double play his first time up. Nobody in the on-deck circle yet. The Expos are getting the bullpen back up. And the pitch to Lansing is inside. There's Jimmy Jones, well-traveled pitcher, #1 pick in the country one year. He's been with San Diego. He's been over the American League with the Yankees. He's also been with Houston. There goes the runner. Pitches. It hit him. It hit Lansing. They were playing a little hit and run that time, and Schilling hits Lansing. Cordero to second. Let's see what the Expos do. Padres is coming out. They're going to leave Bottenfield in the game to try and bunt the runners over.
Here's Johnny Padres. I mean, a 4-run lead for Schilling, one of the toughest pitchers to score against in the game, and you know, he's just not holding on to that lead. Here's that pitch. Dalton wanted it inside, but it runs just a little bit inside.
Got his
just
uniform.
Catches his shirt, yeah.
Sure didn't hurt him.
Right here. Knocked a button off, but.
Well, now's the time to vote for this year's 1993 All-Star team. Time to show your support for the Phillies on the ballot. The Russell Athletic All-Star ballots are available at the Vet and at all Phillies home games, plus local participating J.C. Penney locations. Remember to show your Philly support. Vote for the All-Star game now. That will be played at Camden Yards this year.
A couple of weeks ago, we were looking for somebody on the Phillies to put in that lineup, and now John Kruk has gotten hot. Dalton has gotten hot with his RBIs. These guys deserve strong consideration.
Tommy Green.
Yeah, that'll be up to the league to choose him, but you know, Kruk and Dalton, I mean, they have just done well. Hollins is coming on. Here's a team that was struggling at the plate and still winning. So now when these guys come on, maybe the pitchers will be a little short and the offense can take over for a while.
Bottenfield has one sacrifice so far in the year. He struck out batting in the 3rd inning, and he swings and misses. They take the bunt off, and it's 0-2. Jerry Manuel, the 3rd base coach, getting the signs from Felipe Alou. As Kent Bottenfield, who's done a good job coming on for Nabholz, who was knocked out early. Expos are very strong in their bullpen, especially as the game gets later on. He's around the butt again, takes a full swing and strikes out. Strikeout number 2 for Schilling, and they're both on Bottenfield.
Yeah, bad fake, bad swing, bad idea. He should be trying to get the ball down and advance the runners. A lot of times they'll tell the pitcher, don't let the infielders charge you. But no one was charging in that situation, so I think, you know, Bottenfield probably saw something no one else did.
Especially on with a guy like Delano DeShields coming up. Not a great RBI guy, but certainly a threat. And the pitcher's going to pitch different with runners at 2nd and 3rd.
Well, and I think the outfielders are going to play a little bit more shallow with a guy like DeShields hitting.
Makes the infielders jumpier because they don't have a force. Now they do. I guess we figured he should have bunted there, huh? No balls and 1 strike on Delano. And Schilling misses. Schilling thought he had a strikeout double play in this inning, and then threw a 3-run home run ball to Bullock. I wonder if maybe that messed his concentration up a little bit. He certainly would not use that as an excuse. This is a good fastball. That's a pitch he thought was a strike earlier and didn't get. And now it's 1-2. And Delano didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't think it was a strike this time. But again, you know, you teach pitchers that once you get a 4-run lead, you don't want to walk anybody. Challenge them. Let them put the ball in play. Let your defense help you.
Ooh.
Hopefully that's what Curt Schilling wasn't doing when the home run was hit off of him.
He gave up a single, walk, and then the home run. He thought he had a strike there on a backdoor breaking ball. Didn't get it. 2-2. You saw the numbers on DeShields against Schilling. Both DeShields and Grissom have hurt Schilling. He's trying to figure out where he has to throw it right now, I think. So the runners will be off. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Boy. There you see the runners. Verdera from 2nd, Lansing from 1st, and he walked it. It's inside, ball 4, and they're loaded for Moises Alou. And the Expos have batted around here in the 4th inning.
Curt Schilling looked like he looked back at 2nd, rushed that pitch just a tad, had his timing off.
See Alou, as we mentioned, he's really been hot. 7th in the league in hitting, coming into the game at .355 and up there in multi-hit games. Boy, every one of these graphics we put up has Barry Bonds in it.
Oh, every stat you see,
amazing.
Leading or tied. That's
big spot in the game here for Curt Schilling as he misses high to Alou, ball 1. No place to put him, and he doesn't want to face Grissom, that's for sure. And then want Alou to hurt him. Well, he has to go after Alou. Is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Fastball, strike on the outside corner. That's the pitch that the pitchers are getting. They're getting that pitch on right-handed hitters away. They're not getting the pitch on left-handed hitters away.
Schilling is showing his respect for Alou, are showing that, you know, that's how you have to pitch these guys. You have to be on to beat this team. Look at that.
Line drive to right, and it's right at Chamberlain. So he gets out of it. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left. 4-3 Phillies.
To soar with eagles, be the best. To win the industry's highest awards for quality, commit to excellence. Provide superior quality products and have the strength to offer them at more than 12,500 locations nationwide. More than any other major brand. Discover for yourself the difference quality can make. Fly with the new Superpower.
We know how to help you save on Dodge Caravan during the National Minivan Sale. Take this one. you can get over $1,800 in total savings, including air and no extra charge with the Family Value Package. Or check out this loaded Grand Caravan LE with $2,600 in total savings, including sale prices on some of our most popular luxury options. Only at the Minivan Store. See your nearest Dodge dealer. We know how to help.
It's equipment bag day. The Phillies and the Expos on Sunday. That'll be May the 23rd at 1:35. Terrific equipment bags, full size in red with blue handles and the Phillies logo for all kids 14 and under. Compliments of Super Pretzel. Call 463-1000 for your tickets or go to one of the many local Ticketmaster locations. That's a really nice item, so we'll see you out here on Sunday for equipment bag day.
How does Dennis Mannion know that 14 and under is the right age? Why not 15? Why not 13? How does he know it's 14 and under gets a free bag?
You know what? That's a good question. That's been a magic number in baseball for a long time for those giveaway items. Speaking of Dennis Mannion, there he is right there, Phillies Vice President and Director of Marketing, Jerry Clothier, Phillies Vice President of Finance, and the boss, Bill Giles.
You know Dave Montgomery's down there in the front row.
There he is.
Oh, they are in the front row.
Yeah.
Who's that next to David then?
I don't know.
Probably the president of the Expos or something like that.
Could be. David's just schmoozing him a little in there. Here's Schilling.
Hey, David, boy, he sits on every committee that the league has.
And rightly so.
Does a great job for Major League Baseball.
And David would not like us talking about him that much because he really likes to stay in the background, but it's becoming more and more difficult for him.
You know, he doesn't know a lot about what goes on the field, but as far as running a team, he knows all about that.
I'll tell you what he does. He takes all the heat for those rain delays. 1 ball and 1 strike. Giles used to take it when you guys played.
Right, his boss used to take the heat.
Yep. Schilling swings and misses at a breaking ball. So Bottenfield has come on and done just what you want a relief pitcher to do. If you're the Expos, shut the Phillies down, give them team a chance to get back in it, and now it's 4-3 here in the 4th. And he misses outside. Schilling walked off Nabholz in the 2nd inning. Bottenfield came on in the 2nd inning, walked Collins, and has retired the last 4 batters he's faced. Fouled away. Bottenfield in game number 10 this year. He started 5 games for Montreal.
Yeah, he probably, you know, looking at his ERA, he's not had a lot of success. Probably just been put down here to handle this type of assignment, long relief.
Right. Nothing like a starting pitcher to be your long man because he can give you some innings. That's just what he's doing.
And a lot of times, a young player in particular will be a lot more relaxed when he comes in, when the game appears to be decided one way or the other.
Full count to Schilling with Dykstra waiting. Schilling spoils it. 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Phillies. A grand slam by Incaviglia in the 1st inning. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors Montreal. A 3-run homer by first baseman Frank Bullock in the 4th. Right at Grissom, who had him positioned perfectly, and Marquise grabs it 1 away.
Bottenfield really kind of dodged a bullet when he came in. You know, he was brought in to pitch to Dave Hollins, hitting from the left side, and didn't get him out. Ended up having to face Darren Dalton, and he retired him on a comebacker to the mound.
Dalton has been up twice tonight with the bases loaded, and Darren hasn't been able to produce tonight. Here's Lenny Dykstra, who has struck out, and Grissom made that fine play on him. Now Grissom's not over quite as much with a right-hander pitching. Not going to shade him as much as he did with Nabholz on the mound, but he's still playing him a little bit towards left center, and as always, Grissom is shallow. Up at third, the third baseman Mike Lansing. Breaking ball, he gets it over. It's 0-2 to Dykstra. There you see the defense by the Montreal Expos as Lansing now backs up at third.
When you have 3 good defensive outfielders, you really don't have to shade a player one way or the other too much. You can get away with playing them pretty much straight up as long as you can cover all the ground in between you.
Cordero couldn't get it. It's a base hit. Dykstra. Cordero looked like he was there, and the ball scooted right under his glove. Hit number 4 for the Phillies.
Well, playing Dykstra a little bit towards the third base side, and he goes back up the middle with it. Cordero gets there, but couldn't get that frame down the field.
Yeah, his momentum probably would have taken him a couple more steps, and he wouldn't have thrown him out anyway. Here's Duncan. See, he's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Dykstra will probably think about running here. Lenny's stolen 10 bases in 14 attempts. Fletcher just an average thrower. See how quick Bottenfield is to the plate. First time Bottenfield's had to worry about a runner just on first base. Duncan took a pitch there for Dykstra, and it's over for a strike. Lenny not running. Phillies really need, as we look forward going through the signs, Dykstra to get into his game, and that's to get on and disrupt things a little bit, steal some bases, put some pressure on the pitcher.
You're pulling for him to start hitting the ball the way he can, and still he's being effective even though he's in a slump. That's what you need from your leadoff hitter. You need for him to take those walks and still be able to get on there. I mean, for what he's doing at the plate, average-wise, he's very productive.
Fouled straight back off the fists. Kruk waits on deck. Oh yeah, he's done a good job. He's not happy with his batting average as we look at John Vukovic and Jim Fregosi. Fregosi has a nasty flu.
He's about 200 points under Barry Bonds, and Lenny, as we know, predicted a batting title. So of course he's not happy with his production at the plate as far as average goes. But he's got a good swing, and I'm sure we're going to see him get hot there for a while. Just like we know out in San Francisco, Will Clark's going to get hot as well. I feel the same way about Lenny Dykstra.
Well, good hitters hit normally. 0-2, not a real good time to run, and he doesn't go. And Duncan takes it low and outside, ball 1. I mentioned Fregosi has a flu. He was sick on the plane last night coming back. Actually this morning when the club got in, and he's really scuffling with the temperature, not feeling well at all.
I tell you, it hasn't affected his ability to choose his lineup. Putting Bell in that lineup, he's made a good play already.
He decided tonight he wanted to give Morandini some time off, especially against a tough left-hander like Navhold. So putting Bell in at shortstop, letting Duncan play second. Here's Lenny with the lead off, and Morandini sitting it out at least at this point. Dykstra pretty good lead. Bottenfield with a quicker move to first. That was a good move then. That's the best move he's shown yet. And Dykstra just back.
That's not what's going to keep Lenny Dykstra at first base. What he needs to do is deliver quickly. There you see the throw over there close. But what he needs to do is deliver to the plate quickly, give Fletcher a chance to throw him out. That's the biggest deterrent, how quickly he delivers that ball to the plate.
Bottenfield's really slow out there with Dykstra on at first base. He's thrown over several times, stepped off a couple times. The count is 1-2 on Duncan with 1 out, and Kruk waiting on deck. Dykstra does not go, and the pitch is low and inside. 2-2. We are in the 4th inning. 3 straight games we'll have for you on Prism with the Phillies and the Montreal Expos. Tomorrow night at 7:35, Ken Hill and Danny Jackson. Saturday evening at 7:05, Dennis Martinez and Ben Rivera. Duncan checks, and it's low, ball 3. Ripley agrees. So we'll see if Dykstra goes down. Probably run him here.
I would think so.
Dykstra has to make sure now that Bottenfield delivers the baseball. He might even move over again. Figure Dykstra's going to go.
He's going.
There he goes. And it's ball 4. So the Phillies have 2 on with 1 out for Kruk, who's 1 for 1. Walk number 5 issued tonight by Expos pitching. Here comes Felipe Alou, and they have the bullpen up. He's going to go to Pacero. Felipe Alou is he's got a 6-man bullpen, and he's using it early tonight. He wants to stay in this game.
Well, he's obviously playing matchups in this case. I think had they been able to retire Duncan, you know, he may have been able to stick around, but they're going to go for Kruk. There's no place to put him, so got to go after him. And they're going to do it with the left-hander.
And here comes the left-hander, Jeff Facero. Guy you read a lot about in the offseason. The Phillies are very, very interested in this guy and almost traded for him.
Who they almost trade, Chris?
Todd Pratt.
Because Todd will be glad to hear that down in the clubhouse.
Well, he knew that. That was in all the papers. You know me, I don't give them away unless they've been publicized.
I'll tell you, Todd
told you about these games on Prism, Gary. There they are. And on Sunday afternoon, the Phillies and the Expos will be on PHL 17. So if you can't come out to the ballpark, write it down, and you'll be able to see all the games on television.
Oh, that's pretty nice of us to advertise for the other station. But you work for the other station, too.
There's a little cross-plugging going on.
Oh,
this
is
year.
there?
Yeah.
That's
Sports Channel is also having their games plugged.
I hear you.
There's a left-hander, Jeff Facero. You see coming into game number 17. He's done a good job out of the bullpen with an earned run average of 3.38. League batting .231 against him. He has 14 strikeouts in 18 2/3 innings. See Buttonfield now out of the ball game. And he will face John Kruk, who's 2 for 5 lifetime off him. That comes out to a .400 average. Jeff Facero is now 30 years of age. Makes his home in Brownsburg, Indiana. He's 6'1", 195-pounder. That's Bottenfield, who just left the game.
You know, Felipe Alou is making the move. I mean, his team has battled back. You'd hate to see him battle back and then have the pitcher, or at least stay with him long enough to get him in the hole again. So he's doing everything he can to keep the ball club close. Now he's counting on his players to help him out.
Facero originally signed by the St. Louis Cardinals. He pitched also in the Cleveland Indians organization. His first year in the major leagues with Montreal in 1991. Last year with the Expos, was in 70 games and had 15 decisions. He was 8-7 with an earned run average of 2.84. Also had a save. Here comes Kruk. His average up to 374 on a 1-for-1 night. Phillies have 2 on and 1 out in the 4th inning. They lead it 4-3. Kruk walked and scored on Incaviglia's grand slam in the first. He singled to right in the second. That was the last batter that Nabholz faced. A left-hander to left-hander with Hollins on deck. Kruk tries to check on the slider and can't. Lenny Dykstra on at second base, and Mariano Duncan at first. Kruk has hit 5 homers. He's knocked in 22 runs. Kruk with runners in scoring position this year, a .387 hitter. Jeff Facero, 30-year-old left-hander. Kruk had a pitch to hit there and missed it.
Boy, he had an excellent swing on a breaking ball there. You can tell Facero, 14 strikeouts in 18 innings. He's been able to get those left-handers out. He's been striking them out. John Kruk had just such a good swing.
I think he wanted to get that one a little further away from him than he did. Woo. And Kruk knows it. You know, left-handers, when they throw that hard slider, a lot of times you're going to get one of them maybe to hit, and he had that one. Now he's in the hole 1 and 2 with Dave Hollins waiting on deck. Pitch to Kruk. There it bounces up there. Nice block by Fletcher. Base runners cannot advance. 2 and 2.
I think if we were to compare John Kruk and Barry Bonds, we'd say that they both, against left-handers, will stay in there. No flinch. And I was talking to Danny Jackson earlier in spring training. He was talking about Bonds' ability to not flinch. Even though a left-hander steps right at you, you don't see a lot of him, he stays in there so well. And you see John Kruk do the same thing. He starts open, but he's diving right in there, whether it's a left-hander or not.
And Bonds is different in that he's right on the plate and he stays there. He doesn't go into the ball. He's right on there.
Right. And Kruk will make himself go in there. That's why he starts out open like that, so that he can then step towards the pitcher. That's no fear.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Kruk. The pitch to him. Bounces up there again. Another breaking ball, and it's a full count. Do you run him here?
Oh, I think you do.
Larry Boa down there giving the signs to Kruk. Actually, he didn't give anything.
You know, I think the real key is whether or not the player can make contact.
Well, if they don't run him here, the only reason would be is they want Hollins to hit off this left-hander. By the way, nobody is up in the bullpen now for Montreal. They've already used 3 pitchers, and we're in just the 4th inning.
Yeah, they don't run him here, and still not hit.
Cerro, a long, long time to get ready. Now he's set. Here we go with a full count pitch. Ball 4. He walked him with another breaking ball, and now they're loaded for Dave Hollins. Sixth walk issued by the Expos. Joe Kerrigan, the pitching coach, Philippe Alou, the manager, Tim Johnson, his new bench assistant. Alou just shaking his head.
I wonder if he's shaking his head because of the pitch. That was a 3-2 breaking ball, not even close.
And here comes Hollins, 1 for 7 with an RBI, lifetime off Facero. Tonight, Dave, no at-bats officially. He has been hit by a pitch and scored and walked. So the Phillies, for the 3rd time tonight, have him loaded. Pitch to Hollins. Bounces up there again, and a good block by Fletcher. They had him loaded in the 1st. Incaviglia cleared him with a slam. They had him loaded in the 2nd. Now they have him loaded in the 4th.
The Expos continue to put themselves in a position where they have to challenge the big hitters on the Phillies ball club. I mean, again, a breaking ball in the dirt there. Eventually, you're going to have to come with a fastball. It's the best time to pitch and get a guy out is when you can use a variety of pitches. The further you get behind, the more you have to come fat to these guys, and they can hit that fastball.
1 ball, no strikes to Hollins. Bounces up there again, 2-0. Fletcher doing a heck of a job. It's kind of amazing he hasn't gotten away from him. It's Alou talking to the pitching coach Kerrigan.
Another breaking ball.
Well, this guy, that's what he throws. I mean, he's mostly a slider pitcher.
That's understandable, but when you're in a situation like this and you're not getting that pitch over, the easiest pitch to throw over for anybody is a fastball. At least it should be for a strike. I understand you don't want to come fat to the guy, but you got to challenge somebody.
Yeah, and they haven't even been the kind that you might chase either. Here we go, 2-0 to Hollins. Low ball 3. That was a fastball. Well, Hollins will take a look at Larry Boa to see whether or not he's swinging here.
It's your number 4 hitter. If anybody's going to be allowed to swing, it's got to be him.
Right-handed. Three balls and no strikes. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Hollins. He popped it up. And it might be playable. It is playable. Oh, wow. And Foley squeezes it. 2 outs.
That was a fastball, and he was looking for a fastball. Here it is, fastball right there, looking for it. Now, how much more effective would that fastball be when the guy can't look for it? You know, that's when you throw it, you know.
Well, that's obviously a huge out. Here's Dalton with the bases loaded for the 3rd time tonight in 3 at-bats.
I mean, here's your RBI man. This is the situation you want him in.
The pitch. Inside, ball 1. Darren, the first time with the bases loaded, struck out. Last time up off Bottenfield, he hit the ball back to the mound that Bottenfield snared for the final out. Alou and Kerrigan looking on. Joe, a native Philadelphian. Woo. So this guy's got a small strike zone. 2-0. for both teams. See, Facero wants to know, where's that? He says, where was it, low?
I mean, this is a nasty pitch here for Darren to lay off of. Boom.
Wally Bell, the home plate umpire. 2 balls and no strikes to Dalton with Incaviglia on deck. Dalton has 3 lifetime hits off Facero and 7 at bats.
We know Facero would like to throw the breaking ball, but that's why he's taking so long. He has to get it in his mind that he has to challenge this guy.
Fouled at the plate. Phillies have had a chance to really put the Expos away tonight and haven't been able to do it. It's only the 4th inning. Had a lot of opportunities. There you see the score, just 4-3. So we mentioned this is the 3rd time they've had the bases loaded in 4 innings. In the 3rd, the Phillies were 3 up and 3 down. 2-1 on Dalton. Dykstra at 3rd, Duncan at 2nd, and Kruk at 1st. Says, where was that?
It's down a little bit.
3-1. That was a fastball.
Had to be.
Three balls and 1 strike to Dalton with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Facero's pitch. Ball 4, he walked him, and here comes Incaviglia. Phillies lead it 5-3, and Dalton has RBI number 32. Joe Kerrigan on his way to the mound. Seven walks issued now by Montreal pitching. 3 by the starter Nabholz, 2 by Bottenfield, 2 now by Facero. Incaviglia has 2 lifetime at bats against Facero. He's 0 for 2. He hit a grand slam home run in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd. And here's what happened in the 1st inning, Gary.
Again, it was a left-hander. Nabholz fastball up in the strike zone. Incaviglia just tees off on this pitch, high up on the screen.
Well, the Phillies have picked up 1 on the bases loaded walk and lead it 5-3 here in the 4th inning.
Two grand slams, 1 game. We could phone in the result of the season if he leaves here now.
Slider miss, ball 1. I don't know how many people have done it, but I know Tony Cloninger did it one time. A pitcher with the Milwaukee Braves at Candlestick Park at 2 grand slams in 1 game.
I think it's been done this year consecutive in 2 days, but not in the same game.
Fouled away right side. Got a pitcher hitting 2 grand slams in 1 game. One ball, 1 strike to Incaviglia with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 4th. And Incaviglia tires of waiting. It's been Nabholz, Bottenfield, and Facero tonight for Montreal. Kurt Schilling all the way for the Phillies. 30-year-old Jeff Facero gets a sign from Fletcher.
Facero holds true to form. He's going to throw a breaking ball here. Wait till he gets in trouble to throw the fastball.
Ground ball, great play by Lansing. High throw, safe at first by Incaviglia. See how they scored. It's a 6-3 game now as Duncan scores. Lansing made some play at 3rd.
Well, I'll tell you, the key to that was Darren Dalton hurrying down to second base and prevented Lansing from going there for the easy course. He then had to turn and fire to 1st. You'll see he'll look at second base right away, and so he sees Dalton getting there, comes up firing, throws high. Good play. Incaviglia gets down the line pretty good, and he beats that out. Throw pulled him.
Oh,
yeah, just pulls him slightly off the bag.
That's a base hit and an RBI for Incaviglia. He has 5 RBIs tonight. Here's Chamberlain with a double. The pitch to West. Swing and a miss. You know, that's how Dalton got hurt last night. Was trying to break up a double play in Florida, so it certainly didn't bother him tonight. He busted into second again. That's the way he plays. There's Jimmy Jones, the right-hander, getting up again. Bases are still loaded. Phil's with 2 more here in the 4th. Trying for more. Wes is 1 for 2 in the game. Wes swinging the bat really well the last couple games. 1 ball and 1 strike on Chamberlain. Doubled into the alley in left center in the 1st. Popped up foul to Fletcher. That was in the 3rd inning.
That was a slider that Incaviglia hit.
Chamberlain, the 3rd, it's a foul ball. Larry Boa trying to put a little English on that one. Aaron Dalton will return to second base. Kruk to 3rd, and back to first Incaviglia. Incaviglia now, by the way, has 23 runs batted in. How about that?
Wow.
Well, they've been loaded enough tonight for another one. We're only in the 4th. Every time you look up, the bases are loaded for the Phillies. Here's the pitch to West. Fouled at the plate.
Again, another breaking ball. You take a Terry Mulholland in a situation like this, and he knows the guy's looking for breaking balls. It's a fastball, outside corner, and the guy never gets his bat off the shoulder.
Chamberlain 2 for 4 lifetime off Facero with a couple of runs batted in. Ref's looking to do some damage here. There's Terry Mulholland with Johnny Padres. Here we go.
There.
Chase the fastball away. This is what you're talking about. Got him to go after a bad ball. Phillies do get 2 runs in the inning. On 2 hits, no errors. They leave them loaded. 6-3 Phils after 4.
May I help you, sir?
Yeah, I'll have a Coca-Cola.
You sure you want a Coke?
Yeah, I want a Coke.
Okay, pal.
How did you order a Coke?
It tastes good.
Didn't care if it was a Coke. You just want a Coke.
I'll just have a cola. I'll just have a cola. I'll just have a cola.
Need a drink, sir?
I'll just have a...
You'll just have a...
I'll just have a Coke.
Ooh.
Here, that guy's a Coca-Cola.
See ya, pal.
Oh!
What's new at Mobile? Let's take a look.
Introducing new Mobile Super Plus detergent gasoline. It still cleans fuel injectors and intake valves.
Now it helps keep the very heart of your engine cleaner. Down here, the cylinders and pistons.
So come down to the Big Red O and drive your engine clean with new Mobile Super Plus, the detergent gasoline.
Where to find the Mountain Man. A mountain man can often be found on the trail of adventure, in search of remote watering holes, or weathering harsh climates. Most often, however, you'll find the mountain man wherever you find smooth bush beer or easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find yourself in the wide, open world of the mountain man.
Pitcher keeps a hitter off balance by being unpredictable with his pitches. Breaking balls inside, then a fastball away, and you see how off balance Wes is. That's the first time that the pitcher was not predictable in what pitch he was going to throw in that whole inning. Facero just was predictable with his curveball, and that time snuck a fastball in and it worked for him.
Here comes Marquise Grissom. Seems a long time ago that the Expos batted around and got back in this game. It was just last inning, and Marquise started it off with a ground ball base hit to left field in the hole. Well, those 1 for 2.
Those 2 runs really go a long way to help Curt Schilling, because now I think he can relax and feel that he can just bear down. He's got his runs back, and the middle part of that, when you give up a 4-run lead, or you know, it's just hard for you. So now I think he'll settle down and be himself, or at least it's an opportunity for him to settle down.
Phillies had the bullpen up last inning. They had A-rolled up when Schilling was struggling. It'll be Grissom, Walker, and Bullock. Bullock with a 3-run home run last inning for the Expos. 2-1 to Marquise. Hard ground ball. It's in the hole. Bell never get him. And he made a great play, too. Schilling can't get this guy out. I mean, it just doesn't matter. Those balls could be hit at somebody, but they're hit right in the hole.
This time this is blazing speed. Now, the play looks closer than it really is, because as a hitter, you know if a guy has to go to a certain area that he can't get you. And he began to break it down a little bit.
Well, look at that. That is amazing. So here is Larry Walker, a perfect night, a double and a walk. And Schilling misses outside, ball 1. Schilling can't get into any kind of a rhythm. He has retired the Expos in order 1 time tonight. That was in the 3rd inning. Other than that, he's been in some trouble. We're in the 5th now, and the Phillies lead this game 6-3. You just don't feel comfortable, even with Schilling on the mound, because he is struggling. It's 2-0. Cool night here, especially after Phillies have been used to the last 6 games. It's been very warm in Atlanta, and of course down in Miami the last couple nights. Swing and a miss.
Larry Walker helping Curt Schilling out on the high pitch that time.
2 balls and 1 strike to Walker. The double for Walker is 8th of the year. Hopped up, shallow center field. Dykstra waves off in Cavilla, and Lenny puts it away. 1 down as they get Walker out.
Walker with a 2-1 count, looking for a fastball, but Curt Schilling, what he was able to do is run it away from him a little bit, and that ball's hit off the end of the bat. See, Walker looking for a pitch he can pull. It's a little bit away, and he tries to pull it, and he's upset because he tried to do too much with it.
Yeah, because he can really go the other way, as he showed early in the game, the 1st inning.
And a hitter will do that when he's behind in the count. When he's ahead in the count, he has a tendency to try and do too much.
Speaking of a guy who did too much, here is Frank Bullock. And he hit a home run his last time up. He hit a fly ball to left his first time, and then hit a long home run to right center. See Schilling already with 75 pitches with 1 out in the 5th inning. Takes a look over at Grissom. I think Grissom will run down by 3. Bullock fouls it away, and he's ahead of him now, 0-2. Well, if you're following the first place Phillies, and who isn't, you'll love Prism in June. We'll have more home game action featuring the Astros, the Braves, and the first time ever vet visits from the Rockies and the Marlins. It's more exciting, exclusive home game action, games you won't see anywhere else on television. This June on Prism, the only place to be for the summer of '93. Phillies have not seen Colorado yet. This time next week, they will be on their way out to Denver. Struck him out. Really changed his pattern on him that time and got him looking with a fastball. Strikeout number 3 for Schilling, 2 down.
Up in the strike zone a little bit, but good location. I think he got Bullock a little bit off guard in that he kind of sped up his delivery a little bit and caught him back. He didn't even get a chance to move on that pitch.
Darren Fletcher, the batter, he's grounded out Schilling to Bell to Kruk, and he's also popped the short, and the pitch is on the outside corner. Strike call. Fletcher, the former Philly. Phillies originally got him out of the Los Angeles Dodgers organization.
It's a good opportunity for Fletcher to go up to Montreal and take over the everyday job there.
Hits it to left field. Cavilla is right there. He grabs it, and Schilling's out of the inning. No runs, a leadoff single by his nemesis Marquise Grissom. No errors and 1 left. 6-3 Phil.
Do Texaco food marts really have everything?
Oh, they have gum, cheese, candy.
Many reasons I come to Texaco.
Chips, cereals, nice people.
There are many reasons.
You want it, they got it. If If they don't have it, you don't need it.
Isn't that candy that pulls apart like that?
Did I skip something?
Visit your Texaco station and Food Mart for unbeatable System 3 gasoline.
Pop comes here for System 3, and I come here for Pop. Right, Mom?
And just about everything else.
I'd recommend it to anybody. And I would, too.
Bert sells balloons. Bob sells balloons. Bert sells wacky gifts. Bob sells wacky gifts. Bert delivers. Bob delivers. So if Bob's got everything Bert's got, why Bert busy and Bob not? Now, do you suppose Bert's got a big color ad in the book 9 out of 10 people use? The genuine Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
When my doctor said to start exercising, I knew I wasn't 25 anymore. But that's when I called Bill, my nationwide insurance agent.
Jim had some questions, so we did a nationwide care review. We talked about his financial plan, life insurance, disability coverage, even retirement.
Yeah, we covered everything.
It turns out Jim was okay just the way he was.
Insurance-wise, right?
Oh, right.
The care review from Nationwide, because things change.
Nationwide is on your side.
Brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide agent in Norristown is Salvatore Camuso.
Well, we mentioned those Colorado Rockies will be coming to town for the first time. How about on Saturday night, June the 5th? Popular night is photo night. You get those up-close photos of your favorite Phillies, and it's compliments of Kodak. So just come out early. The picture taking is from 5:45 to 6:15 on the field at the Vet. Just call 463-1000 for your tickets, or stop by any local Ticketmaster location. Juan Bell, Kurt Schilling, Lenny Dykstra to face Jeff Facero here in the 5th inning. Phillies 6 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The Expos 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Cordero makes a fine play on that and throws him out. That's just what you want your shortstop to do, is take that ball to the side like that and come up with momentum, and he got him one away.
Watch, he backhands this ball, has his glove already in place, comes up. Another guy with one of those shoe polish painted gloves.
Backhand it when you can on that play.
Manny Trio special.
Will Cordero, very young player. Schilling the batter. Schilling has walked and flied out. He is 0 for 1. Schilling's average at, well, he came into the game at 111. They have him at 111 on the board. He's lower than that. He's probably at 100 now.
All right, we'll give you a few points leeway if you want to take a guess at what he's hitting.
It's 2 for 19, whatever that is.
Well, 2 for 20 would be.
How about 106?
There you go.
Thank you. I don't think he really wanted us to go into that minutia as far as his average goes. St. Louis 5, Chicago nothing. That game in the 4th inning at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Swing and a miss. We mentioned Dallas Green earlier, taking over the New York Mets. They are idle tonight. They have the Atlanta Braves for the weekend at Shea, and then they're coming right in here on Monday night, Gary, and we'll have it on Prism.
I got about 15 calls today from the New York media. Why do you think they wanted to talk to me?
I have no idea. You guys got long grades.
That's what I'm saying. Looking for something negative to write up there, aren't they? I have nothing negative to say about Dallas.
No. It's because he benched you in September. I mean, that didn't mean anything.
Heck no, I knew I'd be there when it counted.
And you were. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Schilling. Struck him out. Schilling out on strike. Strikeout number 2 in the game for Facero. 2 outs, nobody on base to Lenny Dykstra. 1 for 3.
You get a copy of that New York Times tomorrow. You'll hear what I had to say.
Uh-oh.
You'll see what I had to say.
I'd kind of like to hear it from you directly.
No way, you got to pay.
I got to do my mail and stuff tomorrow. I got 10 days of stuff backed up. I don't have time for the Times tomorrow.
You got to pay that 75 cents.
Lenny Singleton scored in the 4th. When the Phillies got a couple more. They now lead at 6-3. This is his first at bat. of the game off the left-hander Jeff Facero. He is 3 for 6 lifetime off this left-hander. 2 outs, nobody on base. 6-3 Phils. We're in the 5th inning. Grounded right to Delino to Shields on a big hop. Throws him out. 3 up and 3 down in the 5th inning for the Phillies. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We head to the 6th. Phils by 3.
I'm a real wild one, wild one.
When it comes to clean, fresh taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Southport.
Bud Light delivers.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
It says Bell of Pennsylvania on the front.
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell a genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
Mark your calendar and clear your schedule. The Phillies play the pitching powerful Atlanta Braves Monday, June 21st and Tuesday, June 22nd, both at 7:35, followed by an always popular business person special Wednesday afternoon, June 23rd at 12:35. Reserve your tickets by phone. Call 463-1000.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form or otherwise used without the express written consent of the Phillies. Good ball game tonight as the Fanatic performs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Will Cordero is going to lead it off. Cordero, Lansing, Facero due to bat. And the Expos have Jimmy Jones up again in their bullpen. Cordero, the number 7 hitter, he is 2 for 2 tonight with 2 infield singles, 1 to short and 1 off Crux glove at first. Cordero coming into the game at 239, now batting it at even 250. Expos have 4 right-handed hitters on their bench, a left-handed hitter in John Vanderwall, and a switch hitter in Lou Frazier.
Give the Expos credit for fighting back from that 4-run deficit, and now they find themselves down 3 again. So it's tough to do it twice in the game, but they have to chip away and see what they can get started.
Especially off a good pitcher. I think Schilling certainly qualifies as more than that. The pitch to Cordero is outside, 2 balls and a strike. Schilling has been a little erratic tonight. He's given up 7 hits and walked 2. This is one of those hang in there nights for him. He's approaching 90 pitches.
He's gotten far enough to where, you know, you can go to the bullpen.
Cordero didn't like it. Takes a walk away from home plate, says something to Wally Bell. Will Cordero.
Does he look like Manny Trio to you?
Yeah, he does. About 40 years ago. Off the foul out of play. I wish he could have heard that.
Boy, me too.
He does look like him, though, doesn't he?
I might drop him a line.
Yeah, tell him we said that about him.
I didn't say that.
Well, I'll blame you. Breaking ball hit the second base where Duncan is playing tonight. Fires the first, truck in the stretch, got him 1 away. First time that Schilling has been able to retire the 21-year-old Will Cordero. There's a line on Curt Schilling pitching into the 6th inning. Schilling is a real workhorse. He's averaging 8 innings per start in '93. He went 7 2/3, or 7 in his last outing. He's on 3 no decisions right now, looking for his first win in the month of May. There is John Vanderwall, the one left-handed hitter, pure left-handed hitter they have on the bench. The other would be Lou Frazier, a switch hitter. That's Felipe Alou showing you that he knows the Phillies' strength out of the bullpen is from the left side, so he's going to use his left-handed pinch hitter early. save his right-handed pinch hitters for later in the game. No balls and 2 strikes to Lansing. Stay tuned after this half inning. Jeff Jackson will be the subject of a Larry Rosen report. Jackson having a good year at Double-A Reading. Right now, if Jeff Jackson had gone to college, he would be a college senior. Here's the pitch to Lansing, and it's low and in the dirt. He has grounded into a double play, was hit by a pitch.
So we snuck in a Reading game there on Prism, didn't we?
Sports Channel.
Sports Channel.
Yeah, Larry Rosen did it last Thursday. We were on our way to Atlanta, so I missed it. Struck him out on a breaking ball. Lansing didn't like it. That's strikeout number 4 for Schilling. 2 outs, nobody on base for Vanderwall.
Here's a slider, just very little break, but it wasn't down the middle of the plate, just on the outside corner. Looked like it might tail away, but just caught the corner there. Good pitch. Jeez, tough pitch to hit.
Now they took Vanderwall back, and here comes Lou Frazier. We're just talking about him. He's a switch hitter. Frazier batting at 273, 545 right-handed, 136 from the left side. He is 2 for 9 this year as a pinch hitter. Lou Frazier bloops one down the line. It is going to be a foul ball.
You know, I think the reason for the switch and have Frazier hitting in this, if had the batter gotten on, then they would let Vanderwall hit. Maybe have enough pop to hit a home run. But now you need base runners.
Expos will be going with their 4th pitcher of the night. When we go to the bottom of the 6th. Pitch to Frazier's over for a strike. There's Vanderwall. He was out there with the bat, and he's not going to get a chance to hit. Fly ball shallow left field. Incaviglia right there, waits. He grabs it. 3 up and 3 down here in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Phillies with a 3-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. As promised, time now for Mining the Minors. Larry Rosen reports on the improved play of the 1989 first-round pick, Reading left fielder Jeff Jackson.
Perhaps at last, Jeff Jackson has finally found a comfort zone. The scrutiny has always been there. Once the 4th player picked in the draft, Jackson has disappointed. He was available to and passed over by the expansion clubs. His first audition at Reading last year was generally unproductive. Yet this season at Double-A, Jackson looks like he belongs. Time is still on his side, but not for long.
21 now, 4th or 5th year, I don't really know, right? I mean, but I filled out and I feel stronger mentally and physically, so I'm looking for different things out of Jeff Jackson than in the past. But I think it's a fair statement to say, okay, he was young, you know, I'd use that excuse, you know, long enough. I milked that long enough, so it's time for me to start putting up numbers and go out there and do what I can do.
And a good report on a very nice young man. We got to know him in spring training this year. Jeff Jackson, his teammates call him JJ, and he is really playing well at Reading, and the Phillies have hopes for him in the future after he really struggled his first few years in professional baseball. You were around him quite a bit, Gary. What do you think of Jeff Jackson?
Well, I think potentially he has a lot of ability. Athletic-wise, you know, he reminds me of a Bobby Bonds type as far as his athleticism. I thought it was very productive to have him in spring training this year with the big club and get a chance to work with Dennis Menke. Dennis reported to me one morning there, because he knows I have an interest in Jeff Jackson. He said that when he hits that ball, he has a special sound that it makes, and he's saying that that's the type of sound that can produce 30 to 40 home runs in a major league season. So the potential is there. Like Jeff said, he has to bear down and get his game together and go from there. But potentially, it's just unlimited.
Well, Jimmy Jones is the new pitcher. You saw the number on Jones, the veteran right-hander. He jumped out to a 4-0 start for the Expos with a very high earned run average of 6.40. 8 games, 6 of them starts. He'll face Mariano Duncan, John Kruk, and Dave Hollins. Jimmy Jones is now 29 years of age, out of Dallas, Texas. Big overhand curveball. He's selected by San Diego. First round of the June 1982 draft. 3rd overall behind Sean Dunston and Augie Schmidt, who went to the Blue Jays. Like I said earlier, he was the first pick in the nation that year. Of course, that was Sean Dunston was number 1. He was number 3. What a draft that was. I think Doc Gooden was down in that one also. But Jimmy Jones has never really lived up to what they thought he was going to be at one time. Swing and a miss at that good curveball. And down on strikes goes Duncan, 1 away. He's always had a great curveball, Gary.
Boy, here's an excellent one right here. Watch just go down.
Jones last year was with the Houston Astros, where he was 10-6 in 25 games. 23 of them starts with an earned run average of 4.07.
There's a good curveball, and there's a curveball that breaks away from the right-handed hitters, and then there's one that goes down. His goes down, and that's a difficult pitch to hit.
John Kruk 1 for 1 tonight with 2 walks.
And it also can be effective against right and left-handers because it's going down pretty good.
Misses with a fastball away. The league is batting .275 off Jones. He's walked 7, struck out 19 in 32 1/3 innings coming into this game. Breaking ball, misses low to Kruk. He'll throw mostly fastball, curveball, occasional changeup. Jimmy Jones, now the much traveled Jimmy Jones, also saw tour of duty with San Diego and the Yankees.
That was a fastball that he didn't rear back and throw as hard as he normally throws. He took a little off, and the ball had good movement away from Kruk.
Kruk and Jones were teammates at one time with San Diego. Hey, Kruk. Who's tell how he feels about something? Broke his bat, center field. Grissom is right there, and there's 2 down. First of 3 straight here on Prison with the Expos. Gary Maddox will be leaving us after this half inning. Be back tomorrow night, and again on Saturday. We're going to work you this weekend.
Hope to get a little bit better each game. Peak Saturday.
Good pitching matchup tomorrow night at Ken Hill, one of the best in the league, against Danny Jackson, who's pitching great ball for the Phillies. Hollins, ground ball up the middle, perfect position by Cordero, throws him out. 3 up and 3 down here in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 6-3, Phils.
Right now, Chase is sending millions of hard-working Americans a little reward. The opportunity to get a Chase Manhattan credit card with a low variable rate, and the chance to consolidate your high-interest balances onto one low-rate card. Ours. So send in your pre-approved application. It'll be the easiest thing you've done all day. Chase Manhattan. Profit from the experience.
$45, even 45 says, even 46 per pound, $4,700 phone, one time, $47.5.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I've been. I can take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10. Give me 10, a 20 bid. Give me 20 now, 30. Give me 30 now, 40 bid. Give me 40 now, 50. Give me 50 now, 60 bid. Give me 60 now, 70. Give me 70 now, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
This is the future. We are waiting. You must choose your fate. Will you choose to join Andrew McCarthy and Jennifer Beals in the battle against the strange virus of Dr. M? Will you take sides for or against gang leader Malcolm McDowell in A Clockwork Orange? Or will you journey to 2008 to aid Rutger Hauer's search for a London killer in split second? The future waits for no one. Choose before the end of Prism's next lunar phase, or it may be too late.
Well, as we just mentioned, the Phillies and the Expos are going to be back tomorrow night. You see Marquise Grissom and his ball club and the Phillies. Game time is at 7:30. Don't forget to tune in to Larry Rosen's pregame show beginning at 7 o'clock. Larry Rosen will have a chat with that gentleman right there. Right-hander Ken Hill will be pitching tomorrow night. Look at the numbers on Ken Hill, one of the best in the league. Great split finger pitch.
And he's only 25 or 26 years old. Another couple of years, he's going to be one of the premier pitchers of the league.
Traded by the St. Louis Cardinals for Andres Galarraga, which obviously didn't work out. Jay Johnstone back with us at top of the order for Delino DeShields. Way up at third is Hollins. And the pitch is outside to Delino. He is 1 for 2 tonight with a walk. He'll be opposed by that guy right there, left-hander Danny Jackson. And Jackson is 4-1. So we have 8-1 going tomorrow night.
A lot of clubs look at Jackson and go, how is he pitching so well? Why didn't we get him? You know, it's another one of those Lee Thomas deals. I think I'm going to go to Atlantic City with Thomas or something. You know, he's hot.
Here's the 2-0, and it's over for a strike as Delino DeShields taking all the way, trying to get on base. DeShields, Alou, and Grissom here in the 7th inning. Phillies 6 and the Expos 3. Fly ball center field. A lot of room out there for Dykstra. Lenny waits. 1 down. That'll bring up Alou, who is 0 for 3. Alou hit a line drive to Chamberlain his last time up with the bases loaded. That completed a bat around for Montreal. They got 3 on a 3-run home run by Bullock and left the bases loaded. That back in the 4th inning.
I saw that. It was kind of fun listening to you and Gary talk about the things, and I'm watching the game, and all of a sudden that 3-run homer just jumped up on the board, and I went, wow, wait a minute, this is a game now.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
After what looked like might have been a strikeout double play, and it wasn't. So Alou is 0 for 3 tonight. He's dropped 10 points on his batting average. Fly ball right field near the line. Long run for Wes, and he can't get there. It's out of play.
That ball just kept drifting and drifting. When it first left the bat, it looked like Wes had a play on it. But as you can see, when you look down the right field line, from our perspective, the foul line, after you cross it, you only have about a half a step before you hit the retaining wall where the stands jut out towards the right field line. You see how close that is? So when you're the outfielder and you're running over there, you have to make a real quick decision. He's got 1 step and he's right there. That's a tough play for any right fielder.
Alou hits a ground ball to Bell on 2 hops. Juan's throw to first, perfect, 2 down. And here comes Grissom.
Schilling has really started to put the numbers back up after that 1 inning, Chris.
Well, I think when the Phillies came back and got the 2 runs for him after he gave up 3, that really got him going again, because he was struggling at that point, and this is the guy that just wears him out. 2 for 3 tonight. 2 balls in the hole to left.
It kind of looked like Schilling in that 1 inning. Everything was up, and he was trying to force it and trying to throw harder, and he kept getting behind.
Hey, he's going to get Grissom out. Here's Chamberlain. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 6-3. Phil.
Any professional painter will tell you that if you want results like these, you gotta know the tricks of the trade. You gotta ask Sherwin-Williams. Now, these are guys you can trust. They've got good paint, good price, good advice. Guaranteed. Want to know something? I didn't paint this house. The guy that lives there did. Hey, fella, nice job. This guy knows what the pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Let's say you want a well-equipped 6-passenger car for under $13,000. Look into Dodge Spirit. With the right package, you can get one with options like air conditioning, speed control, and more. And right now, you'll get it all with at least $1,000 cash back, making it the lowest priced 6-passenger car you can buy for only $12,625. Meaning whether you buy, lease, or just want to look, Spirit is a logical choice. See your nearest Dodge dealer today. We know how to help.
If you were a performance machine, you'd be built low to the ground. With a welded full-length twin-channel steel frame, a hydrostatic transmission, and a cast-iron front axle, your powered takeoff would be electronically controlled, and you'd have the option of side discharge, rear bagging, or a mulching deck. Your name would be Cub Cadet. You'd only be available at a Cub Cadet dealer, and you would be working overtime.
Hi, I'm Dick Vermeil with a Blue Cross Blue Shield health tip.
A tip on what is the major cause of injury and death to children. Auto accidents are still the leading cause of injury and death to children. Make sure your child is in a restraint system, or at least make sure they wear a lap belt provided in all cars.
As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Phillies lead at 6-3, Chris Wheeler, and here's a guy that's seen a lot of batters on the base pass lately.
Has he ever? Darren Dalton probably wondered, how come these bases aren't loaded? Thought it was that way all the time. Dutch has come up 3 times with them loaded tonight, and last time up he walked with the bases loaded, picking up RBI 32. He struck out and grounded out the other 2 times. In the 1st inning, Incaviglia picked up Dalton with a grand slam. Jimmy Jones, the pitcher, and he gets it over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Incaviglia on deck, and then Chamberlain. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Phils. 3-7 and 0 for the Expos in the bottom of the 7th inning. First of 4 with Montreal. And then the Mets come in on Monday with Dallas Green, and we'll have that game for you on Prism also. Long drive, deep right field, home run, Darren Dalton. Number 11 on the year for Dalton, and it's a 7-3 game.
Well, sooner or later, you know Dutch had a chance. And Dalton, with that home run, Shinto just donates another $200 to the Child Guidance Clinic. Big home run by Dalton. We'll show it to you again.
Looked like a curveball, and he went down and got it.
Oh, perfect pitch for the left-hand batter, right in your zone, out over the plate. As you said, Chris, curveball. He went down and just deposited that nice and sweetly into the right center field bleacher.
So Dalton with his 11th of the year and his 33rd run batted in. And Incaviglia hit that towering grand slam in the 1st inning to get the Phillies out 4-0. Hit it off the foul pole screen way up about the 500 level. Hard ground ball, great play, Cordero. He's going to use the turf, and he got it. What a play by the shortstop.
What a play it was. Look at this play one more time. Cordero, rookie shortstop, bounces it off the turf. Incaviglia with a head-first slide. Tried to dig himself a base hit. What a big league play by that young man. 21 years old. We'll take another look, Chris. Look at this.
And the fans really appreciate the way Incaviglia busted it and tried to get it. Did we mention that was more money for Cento?
Yes,
Jim?
I did.
I thought you did.
Oh, yeah. Cento's doing a great job. Yeah, that's another $200 to the Child Guidance Clinic for them.
There's Incaviglia, who's now 2 for 4. And Chamberlain, the batter. One thing the Phillies said about when they got Incaviglia with all that criticism last year was he will come in here and bust his tail every game. And I think fans are really starting to warm to Pete Incaviglia. West tonight has doubled, popped up, and struck out. There's Big Pete. He's going to strike out, but you know, strikeouts aren't prodigious this season.
You know, Chris, with that home run, it gives the Phillies 37 home runs on the year as a team, and that jumps them into the tie with Atlanta and also with Houston for the league lead in that department.
Well, I think one of the misnomers about Incaviglia was, and it was perpetuated by some people, that he was this big donkey who was going to come here and strike out all the time and couldn't catch the ball in the outfield. Jim Fregosi, last year late in the season, told us he wanted to get Incaviglia during the offseason because he knew the Phillies needed some pop from the right side. He says this guy will really help the Phillies, and the fans will love it.
Well, the other thing, too, is how many times, Chris, have you seen a player get a change of a uniform and all of a sudden respond respectively? And that's what's happening with Incaviglia. He's got a chance, a new look on life, a new lease, coming over the National League, playing in a fastball league, which he is definitely a fastball hitter.
And I'll tell you what he really likes is this clubhouse.
Yeah.
Be hard not to like this.
A little better hitting in this ballpark rather than hitting down in that Texas area.
There's a look at the Phillies bench. Ricky Jordan, Mickey Morandini, Kim Baptiste. Chamberlain to right field down the line. Larry Walker to his left makes the play. He's a glider out there for a big guy, 2 down.
A terrific right fielder too. Every year in the last 2 or 3 years he's been close to the top in assists. He's developed into one of the premier right fielders in the game. And as you can see, as Chris said, he just glides right to it, but he makes it look so easy. He's very sure of himself. He's got good hands for a big guy. He's got pretty good speed.
Here is Juan Bell 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout and 2 groundouts. Bell getting a chance to play tonight as Morandini is getting a night off, with Nabholz, the left-hander, starting the game. By the way, Nabholz is on the hook because the Expos have never caught up in this game. They got the 4-3. Bell hits a high fly ball to right, fairly deep, but Walker has room. Waits. That'll do it here in the 7th inning. Phillies pick up a run on Dalton's homer, a run on a hit. No errors and nobody left through 7. Phillies lead it by 4.
I'm a real wild one, wild one.
When it comes to clean, fresh taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Southport.
Bud Light delivered.
Yeah, how far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the smart money is on budget. Ask for budget smart rates for great prices on cars that won't cramp your style, all with unlimited mileage. The smart money is on budget.
There's a new feeling sweeping the state, peace of mind. Because now people who couldn't afford health coverage can get special care from Blue Cross and Blue Shield. It's the most affordable coverage available to families and individuals who earn too much for Medicaid but can't afford coverage on their own. If you're uninsured, your peace of mind is just a phone call away. Call 1-800-248-5200.
Here's your scoring summary for the ballgame. See, the Phillies jumped right out to a quick 4-0 lead on Incaviglia's 5th career grand slam. Expos came back with Bollick's home run in the 4th inning, and then the Phils got 2 more in the 4th and added another one on Darren Dalton's solo homer, his 11th of the year. They lead it 7-3 as we head to the 8th inning, and it seems like no matter what, this guy gets into a ball game. There's Jim Eisenreich, who moves in to play right field as Chamberlain gets the rest of the night off.
Of course, you know the Eisenreich story. He missed almost an entire year with Tourette syndrome, where he was in great pain from it. Now he and his wife are chairmen of that disease, and it's great to see a guy make a comeback from a problem like that. Just goes to show you how dedicated he is to trying to be a big league ball player.
Larry Walker, the batter. Walker, Bollick, and Fletcher. 3 left-handed batters to face Kurt Schilling. Walker tonight has doubled, walked and scored, and flied to center field. Larry Walker batting at .311. Schilling right at 100 pitches now. That may not look too great, but it's really improved since the 4th inning. Fouled away just below us and off to the left.
Well, that 4th inning looked like he might not survive.
Right, the Phillies had the bullpen up in the 4th inning, and he had to get Alou out with the bases loaded because Grissom was on deck. At the time, it was 4-3 in favor of the Phillies. 1-2 pitch to Larry Walker. Fly ball shallow left field. Long run Bell. Here comes Incaviglia. He'll run him off it. And Incaviglia puts it away. 1 down. Beach Towel Day's coming up. The Colorado Rockies will be in town on Sunday, June the 6th. You see, it will be a beach towel. They're the colorful, oversized towels featuring the Fanatic, free for kids 14 and under. The compliments of our good friends at Mellon PSF. A special day for everyone, especially the kids. So call 463-1000 for your tickets, or go by the Mellon PSFS building at Broad and Chestnut. Beach Towel Day on Sunday, June 6th.
I want one of those.
We'll get you one.
Will you? Gee, thanks. I really want one of those.
When it's hot in here during the summer and you start sweating, we'll have that towel for you.
Just kind of lay it out, you know?
You can lay back there in the 4th inning. Bollick, who hit that long 3-run home run back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Frank Bollick out of the Milwaukee and Seattle organizations. He's a switch hitter. Has 3 home runs, as we mentioned, 2 now from the left side. Came into the game batting .250 right-handed, .246 left-handed. His average at an even .250. Hit well to left center, but Incaviglia is playing him perfectly. He puts it away. That guy has a live bat, 2 down.
He does. The ball really jumps off his bat, as you said it, and you look at back in Bolic's young career in the minor leagues, the most he's ever hit in one place was 18. So you don't kind of think he's a home run hitter. You know, you look at his arms, his body, he's kind of stocky, but it doesn't look like he has much of a home run swing. But the ball really jumps off his bat.
Darren Fletcher, the batter, 0 for 3. Will Cordero's on deck. Fletcher hits a ground ball to second. Whoops. Duncan bobbles. He still has time. And Kruk picks it, and he got him. So Duncan recovered and threw out the slow-footed Fletcher. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. Phillies lead it 7-3.
Improper disposal of used motor oil is a serious threat to our environment. At Jiffy Lube, we make sure that every drop of oil that comes out of your car is handled safely with concern for our environment.
Because at Jiffy Lube, we know that if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
Did you know Texaco puts System 3 in every grade of gasoline?
System 3 gets high marks in every grade, which is a lot better than I ever did.
My dad says Texaco puts System 3 in every grade. I'm in the 4th grade.
Of course. That's why I always fill up with System 3. What do I look like? Don't say it.
Visit your Texaco station.
I can get the tires rotated, the car lubed, and still get home in time for the game.
Mow the lawn.
For unbeatable System 3 gasolines and so much more.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
You probably know Danny Glover best as Mel Gibson's partner in Lethal Weapon 1, 2, and 3. But did you know he co-starred with the Crying Game's Forrest Whitaker in the acclaimed comedy A Rage in Harlem? Did you know he starred in and helped produce the drama To Sleep with Anger? Did you see him with Kevin Kline and Oscar nominee Mary McDonnell in Grand Canyon? And did you realize that these 4 movies, Lethal Weapon 3, A Rage in Harlem, To Sleep with Anger, and Grand Canyon, are on Prism this month? Danny Glover's best work shines during May Days on Prism. Check it out.
Hey, don't forget about Dreamweek. Just call that number, 938-1200. You'll spend the week of your life down in Clearwater, Florida. You'll stay right on the beach in a great hotel down there, and you'll play Major League Baseball, or what kind of passes for Major League Baseball all week. It is a great time, and we look forward to seeing you.
But it's the week on the beach, Chris. The week on the beach, that hotel, you look out and the white sand and the blue water.
Yeah, and it's February.
And it's February.
938-1200. We'll see you at Dreamweek. Rapidly filling up, so make that call as soon as possible. Strike call to Kurt Schilling. $28,123 here tonight, and Schilling's going to get a base hit. Cut off by Marquise Grissom. And Kurt Schilling has his 3rd hit of the year.
I'll tell you, the big Q-tip was telling me today, he said, you know, I've been working on my hitting a lot. I said, well, Kurt, coming into tonight, you're only 2 for 18. You better do something. And here you see him get it on a breaking ball. Now, most pitchers don't like that ball that has a little bit of a wrinkle in it. But Schilling waited pretty good on that. I guess he must be really listening to John Kruk, because he hit that ball nice and sweet and right off the end of the bat.
Took his average from 111 when it started the game to 143. What are you calling him, the big Q-tip?
Yeah, look at him.
Does he know that? He will now. Foul away.
How about that new hairdo he's sporting? You know, like it looks like a big Q-tip.
They'll play that back for him, so you're calling him a Q-tip. No balls and 1 strike. Obviously, they're not holding him on at first base. It's a 7-3 game in favor of the Phillies.
I don't think he's much of a threat to run.
Lenny Dykstra tonight is 1 for 4 with a hit and a run scored back in the 4th inning. There is Schilling on at first base, and Bolick, the first baseman, will play off him, obviously.
Schilling's the only guy on his team that can get in a race with a pregnant lady and finish third.
You're really trashing him tonight, huh? That video, Dan Stevenson will have a reel of that to play for him tomorrow. 1 ball and 1 strike. One thing about Schilling, he enjoys that stuff. Dykstra hits it hard to left. Back goes Alou. It is off his glove and in play. Schilling will go to third. Dykstra will have a double. Boy, Lenny Dykstra has been getting picked so much, and Alou almost made a great play on him.
I'll tell you, Chris, that ball's really got to be caught because Alou went back. He had a good jump on it, and Alou has good speed. But watch, he kind of glides back a little bit. He's got a beat on it. He reaches up, and the ball hits him right in the webbing of the glove. That ball has to be caught. That's a big league outfielder. I'm sure his father will have a little chat with him about that because that should be an out.
And Dykstra's happy because he finally hit a ball hard that somebody didn't catch.
That's one of those unfortunate situations where the pitcher makes a pitch and the outfielder lets him down.
Lenny Dykstra's 9th double of the year. Here's Duncan. The Expos have to bring the infield all the way up. They're already down by 4 here in the 8th inning. Duncan tonight is 0 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. The pitch to Mariano. Fouled away. Jimmy Jones, the 4th pitcher of the evening, used by Felipe Alou. Phillies got a run off Jones last inning on Dalton's homer. Single by Schilling, a double by Dykstra off the glove of Alou. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out.
Hitters love this situation. You're hitting on wet AstroTurf, and they have to bring the infield in.
Fouls it off his back, and it's 0-2. On deck is Kruk and then Hollins.
If you hit a ball on the ground in this situation, as we see Rojas warming up, if you, as a hitter, if you hit a ball on the ground, unless you hit it right at the fielder, you're going to have a base hit because they can't react quick enough, especially on wet turf. And you can see the wet spots on the infield from the recent rains. All you have to do is to put the ball in play, hit the ball on the ground. Now you see the infield backing up a couple of steps.
I just saw Lou looking at his glove, agreeing with Jay that he should have caught it. 0-2 to Duncan. There's a ground ball to DeShields, and they cannot score anybody on that play, especially with a pitcher at third and nobody out. So Schilling stays there, and here comes Kruk. 1 for 2. See if they walk him and set up the double play.
I would think that'd be a good idea, but that's why I'm in the broadcast booth. You put a little pressure on the pitcher when you walk bases loaded because now you have to make him throw strikes to the next batter. But I guess Felipe Alou wants him to pitch to Kruk. Maybe what he'll try and do is just throw pitches just off the plate to make him swing at a bad pitch or something.
Kruk beats it foul first base side. A lot of times you have a contact play, but you would doubt they would do it now because of Schilling being the base runner at third and already have a 4-run lead. So Larry Bowa might be telling Schilling to make the ball go through.
The last thing the Phillies need is for a collision at home plate with their pitcher, so you're right.
There's Schilling and Bowa. They are playing Bolick back at first a little more, but you certainly don't want to have contact if you can avoid it in this kind of game. There's the right side of the Expos defense. Kruk with a hard ground ball. It's off the glove of Bolick. Schilling was not running, but now he scored. Yeah, they were making sure it got through. See how he scored that one? That should be an error.
Well, that's the point I was trying to make earlier with Duncan. Even with the first baseman Bolick back 3 or 4 steps, watch how Kruk hits his ball on the ground, and he should have caught it, but the ball took a funny hop. And if you hit the ball on the ground on wet turf, chances are you're going to get that ball through there. Did they put up an error yet?
No, they haven't scored it yet. Will be an RBI no matter what for Kruk as Schilling scores, and Phillies lead at 8-3. It's the first time Schilling has crossed home plate, and that is in fact an error on the first baseman and give Kruk an RBI, his 23rd. Dykstra went to second. Here's Hollins with runners at the corners now, and 1 out. That's the first error of the ball game by either team. And the Phillies, who were ahead early in this one, and then it got a little itchy for them, now have a comfortable 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th in the first of 4 showdown games here with Montreal this weekend.
You can bet manager Jim Fregosi wants to pick up another one right here.
Hollins fouls it away left side. Dave tonight has been hit by a pitch scored. He walked, he popped up with the bases loaded on a 3-0 count. That's the one that really upset him. And then he grounded to short his last time up. Hollins batting at .284 on an 0-for-2 night. That pitch that hit him in the first inning, first time he was hit all year after being hit 19 times last season.
Yeah, it is something. Going in 39th game of the season, he hadn't been hit yet.
Two and one. On deck is Dalton, who homered his last time up. There's Dykstra, has a 2-for-5 night. And Kruk on at first base. Kruk has one hit in the ball game, 1-for-3. Hollins with a ground ball to DeShields. He'll only get one on this. Phillies are going to get another run and lead it 9-3 as Dykstra scores. And Dave Collins picks up RBI number 30.
And that's a good job, too, by Hollins, because he kept the ball on the ground. They couldn't make the double play. The second baseman, DeShields, was playing too deep, really, to make the double play, and Cordero didn't have a chance to get over there. Well, the Phillies pick up another run. It gives Hollins another RBI.
And here comes Darren Dalton, who hit his 11th home run his last time up among the league leaders in homers. Takes a pitch outside. This is the pitcher he hit it off to, Jimmy Jones, and there are the home run leaders. Dalton now in second place behind Matt Williams. Barry Bonds with 10. What a year the Giants are having, and Matt Williams and Barry Bonds, two of the main reasons.
Yeah, unbelievable years. I wonder how long they can keep it up. They don't seem to be. Seems like a steamroller. They're going downhill.
I'll tell you, the guy that really impressed me is Williams. You know what Bonds is, but Williams is not the strikeout machine he was before. He is really a good hitter. One ball and one strike now on Dalton.
It's because he's getting a lot better pitches to hit with Bonds behind him.
He's not pulling off as much. He's on the plate. And Jimmy Jones is staying away from Dalton. Dalton hit a curveball out for a home run his last time up. Dutch now with 33 runs batted. You see that nasty looking right eye of his as he turned there. He hit that last night on Rich Renteria's knee in a game in Florida. But he won a play tonight, as usual. Jones don't want any part of him middle in right now. 3-1.
I got to go back to the beginning when, after the single by Schilling and the double by Dykstra, the Phillies were able to pick up 2 extra runs by hitting the ball on the ground. That's just good baseball. Instead of hitting the ball in the air and popping it up, they kept the ball on the ground and picked up a couple extra runs.
Dalton pulls it down the line. It's a fair ball, says Steve Ripley. Dalton can't believe it. He's just standing there looking at Ripley. Steps on the bag, does bowling. Look at Dalton. He's still looking at the first base umpire. Phillies get 2 runs in the inning. They do it with 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We go to the 9th, a 9-3 Phil.
Upper Deck asked a few average card collectors whose cards they collect.
I collect Steve Young.
I collect endorsements.
I collect back doctors and surgeons.
Rings. I collect fines.
I just collect fishing lures. The musky dingbat.
Dingbat?
I have a 56 powder blue Chevy.
Powder blue?
A Ferrari.
I collect Reggie.
Rolls Royce.
Reggie.
Really?
Not.
Yeah. The smooth. Original interior, original carpet, drives like a dream.
For the first time ever, the expansion Florida Marlins come to the Fed Thursday, June 17th and Friday, June 18th. Then the Upper Deck Heroes play Saturday, June 19th before the Marlins game. And it's a free vintage 1933 baseball cap for all men, Sunday, June 20th at 1:35. Order your tickets in advance. Call 463-1000.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
It says Bella, Pennsylvania on the front.
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell a genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine Bella, Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bella Lightning Company.
Take a look at the National League scoreboard first. Well, those Colorado Rockies lost another one late. A 2-run home run by Fred McGriff off Darren Holmes. In the bottom of the 11th, 5-4 San Diego. Giants continue to roll. 6 straight for San Francisco. Bob Tewksbury leads the Cubs 5-0. Geronimo Pena, 2-run double. Cardinals had a 4-run 3rd inning. Let's go over to the American League, where Dennis Cook picked up his 3rd win of the year for the Cleveland Indians. They beat Baltimore. David Wells improves to 5-1 for the Detroit Tigers. Joe Carter drives in the game winner in the 9th inning as Toronto bests Boston. Seattle 1, Texas 0. They're in the 7th, and Kansas City with a 1-0 lead over the Oakland Athletics. That game is in the 5th. Down on the farm, Scranton beat Ottawa 2-1. That's the Expos AAA club, and Reading beat New Britain 7-4 in Eastern League play. Andy Carter is now 2-1 at Scranton Wilkes-Barre. To the bottom of the 9th, and Curt Schilling is going to go for another complete game. Here's the pitch to Cordero. Schilling has 12 complete games in his last 34 starts, the best ratio in the majors over that span, trying to make it 13-35. Oh, Dalton gets smoked in the mask again.
Boy, when it rains, it pours. We'll show it to you again. Dalton already hit twice tonight. Look at this. You don't think that's a shot to the head? I tell you, that ball's coming in there at 88 miles an hour. And you take a foul tip like that, like somebody just cracked you one right in the head with a bat.
And Will Cordero fouls it off. He is 2 for 3 tonight with 2 infield hits. Schilling has given up just, well, he gave up a hit in the 5th, and that's been it. That was the last hit he gave up, a leadoff single to Grissom in the 5th inning. He's retired 12 in a row since then. Talk about a guy settling down. How about number 13 in a row for Curt Schilling, and strikeout number 5 for the big right-hander.
Good pitch by Schilling. As Chris said, he has really settled down. He's got his ball moving in and out. This pitch is up and out of the strike zone. The 21-year-old rookie goes after, really not a strike. Schilling notches number 5.
And here is Mike Lansing, the third baseman, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Going to get that John Vanderwall out there again. They're going to get him up if it kills him tonight. He's in the on-deck circle. They had him out earlier, took him back for Lou Frazier. And there's Vanderwall. He will bat for Jimmy Jones. Lansing hits a ground ball to third. Hollins on a big hop. Straightens up, fires, got him, 2 down.
Hollins has got Kruk diving all over.
Oh, he throws such a heavy ball over there.
He's got such a strong arm, and what the Phillies are concerned the most about Hollins is that he has a lot of time to think about his throwing. Usually he's a little wild. Look at Schilling's pitches here. 66 pitches in the first 4 innings.
And trying for 15 in a row to end this baby with Vanderwall the hitter, and he fouls it off. Schilling gave that leadoff hit to Grissom in the 5th, then set him down in order after that, and then in the 6th, 7th, 8th, also in order. 2 outs here in the 9th and nobody on base. What a comeback tonight by Schilling. Swing and a miss. 0-2. This guy just got stronger and stronger as the game went on. His teammates got him a couple more runs, and he's 1 strike away from another complete game and his first win in the month of May. Here's the pitch. Foul back.
Well, you'd think after 23 innings and only giving up, Chris, 15 hits with no wins in those 3 games, that he'd be a little hungry. Well, it looked like he was in a lot of trouble in the 4th, but he's bounced back, as you said. He's only given up 7 hits tonight.
There we go. Ground ball to short. This ought to be it. What a job by Schilling. He gets him. Retires him in order one more time, and Curt Schilling picks up his first win this month after 3 no decisions, and the Phillies get a 9-3 win over the Montreal Expos. And Schilling does not allow a base runner after a leadoff single in the 5th inning. What a job he did. And the final out right here for Curt Schilling. And here's the ground ball. Curt Schilling knows it's right at Juan Bell. Over to first, 15 in a row at the end of the game. A powerful performance by Curt Schilling, who is now 5-1 on the year. 9-3, Phils win it. We'll be back with more right after this.
In a game rich with traditions, Sherwin-Williams has created one of its own by preserving and protecting the national shrines of our national pastime. This is the paint of the pros, and it's the choice of millions of fans at home. And while your town may not have a big league ballpark in it, it does have a big league paint store. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
May I help you, sir?
Yeah, I'll have a Coca-Cola.
You sure you want a Coke?
Yeah, I want a Coke.
Okay, pal.
How did you order a Coke? It tastes good.
Didn't care if it was a Coke. You just want
I'll just have a cola. I'll just have a cola. I'll just have a cola.
Need a drink, sir?
I'll just have a...
You'll just have a...
I'll just have a Coke.
Ooh.
You hear that, guys? A Coca-Cola. See ya, pal. Oh.
Aerostar is twice the value at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
No other truck is built for tough.
For a limited time, get a double bonus discount on Aerostar. That means savings of $1,900 plus $1,000 cash back on the ideal family vacation wagon.
It'll set you free.
V6 power is standard, 7-passenger seating and more towing capacity than a Dodge Caravan. Plus a double discount and $1,000 cash back now in a 93 Aerostar.
You better hit the ground running in a new Ford truck. Hey, hey.
Sunday afternoon, May 23rd at 1:35, the Phillies battle the Expos. And children 14 and under get a really great-looking equipment bag free. Compliments of Super Pretzel. Now, there's a twist. To order tickets, call 463-1000.
Well, here's our final score. Phillies get off to a good start. Put the Expos 6.5 behind them. First game of this weekend series. They win 9-3. Wasn't quite as easy as it looks right there. It's tight for a while. Here's a scoring summary as Kurt Schilling retires the final 15 batters he faces and wins it. He is now 5-1 after 3 no decisions. Nabholz, the loser, knocked out early. Pete Incaviglia, grand slam. Frank Bolick, a 3-run homer for the Montreal Expos runs, and Darren Dalton hit number 11. You see Montreal down now by 6.5. Well, in the first inning, the Phillies got off to a great start, Jay, because they had the bases loaded, 2 outs, and up stepped Pete Incaviglia.
Now, watch the crack of the bat again. You heard it that time. Look at this swing. A monstrous drive. Ball would have gone way up into 500 level. And Montreal, who has had trouble in the first inning, giving up 41 runs in the 39 games, or 39 first innings they played, this is our star of the game, gave up 4 big ones to Pete Incaviglia. And that is why we are giving him the Texaco star of the game, and we'll be right back with more in 1 moment.
Look at the Chevy CK 1500. Then look at the competition. CK has a refined, independent front suspension. Ford's goes back to the days of LBJ. CK gives you 24-hour roadside assistance. Try getting that with the Dodge Ram 150. Wondering whether Toyota T100 has a V8 like we do? Maybe that's why the competition doesn't even show up. Because nothing compares to a Chevy pickup. That's why your local Chevy Geo dealers are really kicking tailgate.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one
Before our children can carry on some of our most fundamental values, they must first understand them. And we can't think of a better reason to support education. Mellon PSFS.
We need to talk. You see, you and I have something in common.
Batman returns.
Batman. To destroy Batman, we must first turn him into what he hates the most. Namely, us.
Batman returns.
What's new at Mobile? Let's take a look.
Introducing new Mobile Super Plus detergent gasoline. It still cleans fuel injectors and intake valves.
Now it helps keep the very heart of your engine cleaner. Down here, the cylinders and pistons.
So come down to the Big Red O and drive your engine clean with new Mobile Super Plus, the detergent gasoline.
Well, back here at Veterans Stadium, Chris Wheeler with Jay Johnston. Jay, at the beginning of the program tonight, I asked you, is this a big series early in the year? And, you said, yeah, basically it was.
Well, for Montreal it is, yes, because they have to establish that they can beat the league leaders, and Montreal's had trouble on the road. They have had trouble with the Phillies, and they're 5.5 games back coming into tonight's game, so they really needed to come in and get off to a good start and beat the Phillies the first game. Now their backs are against the wall. They've got to really, to make up any ground, beat the Phillies the next 3 here at the Vet. That's very tough to do.
And I'm sure they feel pretty good about it because they have Ken Hill on the mound tomorrow night, and the Phillies feel pretty good about their game, too, because they have Danny Jackson pitching tomorrow night. Jay Johnston, we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, you bet you will.
Okay, we'll be back with more coming up right after this.
Phillies baseball has been brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. By your local Sherwin-Williams paint stores. The pros know Ask Sherwin-Williams, a participating sponsor of Major League Baseball. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. By Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it, a Bell Atlantic company. By Texaco System 3 gasolines. In every grade, System 3 helps restore performance to older cars. By Coca-Cola, it's always Coca-Cola. By Cento Fine Italian Foods, the company that says trust your family with our family. By your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Get great deals on 5 of the 10 best-selling cars and trucks in America during the Great American Ford Sales Event at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. By the Pennsylvania Lottery, a participating advertiser in Phillies baseball. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. Carry us for life.
Now from AmTurf, makers of Lawn Patch, new Liquilime, the key to a healthier, greener lawn. Can't understand why your lawn looks so yellow and drab? It could be suffering from low soil pH. Liquilime is a liquid concentrate that raises soil pH fast. Simply attach to a garden hose and spray. Liquilime is working the minute it hits the lawn.
Liquilime really does work great.
Liquilime is available at Kmart, Lanco, participating Agway and True Value for a healthier, greener lawn.
I'm Jim Martindale, here to tell you about the one and only Garden Weasel. This 5-in-1 tool makes gardening fun and easy. The 3 rotary action blades mesh with the topsoil, uprooting young weeds and creating a beneficial mulch. Remove the center blade for hard-to-reach areas. The Weasel is virtually self-cleaning. There's only one Garden Weasel, and it's backed by a 100% lifetime guarantee.
The Garden Weasel is available at Kmart, Sears, Walgreens, and Frank's. Makes a great gift for friends who garden. Get yours today while supplies last.
Well, you're not going to have to wait very long for our next telecast. Coming up tomorrow night, the Philadelphia Phillies in first place with a 28-11 record will play the Montreal Expos at Marquise Grissom. Game time at 7:30. Tune in early at 7 o'clock for Larry Rosen's pregame show. Phillies win tonight by a score of 9-3. For my colleagues Jay Johnstone and Gary Maddox, this is Chris Wheeler. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night from Veterans Stadium. Good night.